liking the stream, who's ever here, even though you haven't liked it yet. Like for a brand new, crisp, fresh, healthy, organic Four Loko Gold. I wouldn't do anything these days that would compromise my health, so I'm only drinking gold these days. Actually, I haven't consumed anything all fucking day. What is it, 4:30? 4:30. I haven't eaten anything or drinking anything all day. That's because I was sleeping all day. I took a whole bunch of sleeping pills right after Islam choked Moicano, and I lost a bunch of money because I bet that fight to go at least to the third round because I was getting good odds on it, and I thought Moicano could maybe be able to drag that out. And then it turns out he can't defend a fucking inbred Darce-choke. What's up, Tay Tay McDowball? God, nobody's like me, not even my mother. It's okay, Tay Tay McDowball. Did you watch the whole card, William? And why is everyone saying this was such a great card? This was overall, I think, a pretty fucking shit ass card. The prelims were god awful, especially the early prelims. The only memorable fight to me was Yuri and Jamal, and we already knew that was going to be good. But everything else, it was, I don't know, I wasn't really enjoying myself that much watching it. Like, what exciting shit. Like, if Merab wasn't active, that fight would have been dead. The fight would have been, dude, but that fight was horrible too. Like, Merab just, he just waits until his opponent's gas, and then he pushes the pick. Like, I don't know. I just don't enjoy watching Merab at all. I was hoping Umar could, because Umar is really I think Umar can beat Merab. In fact, I know he can beat Merab. He just needs to he just needs to take more EPO, because clearly he's more skilled. He just ran out of gas. So I don't know. It's not that I like Umar though. I like him better than like Khabib and stuff. He's not as much of a egotistical fathead as Khabib. Like, Umar actually does strike me as a mostly humble guy, so I don't hate him as a person like I do Khabib. I don't hate Islam as a person either, actually. Yeah, dude, no one's gonna beat Merab unless this is my prediction. I think they're gonna make O'Malley Merab 2, and I don't know. I don't want to say this is gonna happen for sure, but I could totally see the UFC trying to fuck Merab over because no one's gonna beat him. Like, the only way you can beat him is by knocking him out in the first or second round, which Sean can definitely do, but it's just the threat of the takedown is so imminent because he's gonna shoot 50 to 100 takedowns per fight. You know it's fucking coming. So yeah, dude. I hope the UFC fucking poisons his food before the next O'Malley fight. That's what I'm hoping, because I could totally see a Merab walkout, like, looking all hazy, looking like Peyton Talbot did yesterday and the day before. Peyton Talbot looks so fucking hazy. I'm pissed at myself. I didn't pick Barcelos. My gut was screaming at me to pick Barcelos, and I was like, I'll just go Talbot decision. Split the difference. No, I'm fucking retard. Like the stream, you guys. Please like the stream. Let's see. Wasn't enjoying the first 3 rounds of Merab. Yeah, I agree. The first round was pretty much them just staring at each other at distance. It was basically Ngannou versus Lewis, or Houston Alexander versus Kimbo Slice. It was that level of just super, super distance. I think a couple strikes landed in the first round, but yeah, I checked out after the first round, and then once Merab started picking it up in the middle of third, that's when I kind of got interested in it again. But I just fucking hate inbreds, dude. Inbreds ruin the fucking sport. It's too imba of a base to have, you know? Like, grip strength is so important when it comes to fighting. Now I woke up around the time Nakamura was fighting. I mean, so you only missed a little bit. The first two fights, I mean, the Sapai fight was actually pretty good. Tercios did a lot better than I thought. And then the first fight, what was it? Tagir and Carpenter. You can definitely skip that. It's not worth watching. Khabib is fake as fuck. I know. Most Dagestanis are such dickheads. Look at Usman, LMO, such a Jew. I know, like they all preach. No, I don't say all of them, but a lot of them, they preach humility and stuff. Like Khabib, we be humble, brother. But Khabib is like the least humble guy there is. Khabib is a fake humble. I don't think Islam's that way, and I don't think Umar's that way. But Khabib has always pissed me off, and to this day, we haven't had a post-fight skirmish even close to what Khabib did after he beat Conor. It's not like he lost after he beat Conor. So showing off his inbred fucking anger management skills there. That being said, I did kind of like it though. Like I remember after that fight, I hating Khabib 10 times more, but it made me more invested in it because I was so pissed that Conor lost. Because I really thought Conor was going to win. And I do think if Herb Dean wasn't the ref, if it was Frank Trigg instead of Herb Dean, and he didn't let Khabib just lay on Conor the entire first round without doing any damage, just lay on him, I think there's a chance Conor wins that fight. I mean, obviously Khabib is going to have the advantage, but I was fucking pissed at Herb Dean at that fight. Let's see. His body will eventually give up, though. That pet abuse is going to be bad later in his life. I don't agree with the stance that peds make you burn the candles at both ends. It depends on how many peds you do and what peds you do and how much you abuse it. I think if you do the right amount of peds, it's going to extend your life. This has been proven. So whenever allegedly clean fighters say, "Oh, I know I'm fighting someone steroided, and it's going to affect their nervous system, etc., or affect them later in life," like it could. Like if you're like, let me think, like if you're like prime overing, yeah, it's going to affect your health for sure. But if you're like a regular featherweight or lightweight taking peds and you're like a normal sized guy, you're just jacked, I don't think it's going to affect you that much personally. And I haven't seen any evidence to suggest that it does. It's just the people who abuse it, your bodybuilders, your heavyweights, people like that. The amount of Muslim cope you get when you tell them a daggy is beatable, immediately pull the casual card. Oh yeah, for sure. God, I wish I would have picked Merab. I did say, I mean, it's not like it was a fucking shock, but I did say if Merab's going to win, he's gonna lose first couple rounds and then drown Umar late. But I mean, everyone fucking knew that. Oh, Big Larry's taking a shit. You want to see? Want to see Big Larry taking a shit? Oh, he's dropping a big one. You could tell that look in his eyes. You could see that yarging look in his eyes. Yarg, Larry. Yarg for the camera. Yarg. Yarg. I might have to scoop that in a second if it's stinky. Wasn't Usman Nurmagomedov on Twitter talking about how Irish people were conquered? I don't check Twitter that much. Like, I don't know. Probably. I know the Daggies and Ireland we're going back of who has better MMA. Obviously, Dagestan has better MMA. Like, it's their culture. They're a bunch of violent, cave-dwelling, inbred retards that fight all the fucking time. It's in their nature. So I don't think it's fair to compare Dagestan to fucking Ireland or Dagestan to any. There's no other place in the world really quite like Dagestan when it comes to their wrestling and their inbreeding and their culture and their cave dwelling. Like, it's a very unique spot. So I don't know, to brag about it, I think it's pretty fucking stupid. Islam is a cool guy, but the rest of them are annoying as fuck, man. Even Ankalaev. I don't think I've even seen Ankalaev talk, to be honest. I don't want to say Islam's a cool guy, but Islam doesn't bother me as a person. Like, I've never seen Islam say something where I thought, oh, what a fucking asshole, Whereas like Khabib, almost every single time he opens his mouth, I think, what a fucking asshole. Khabib definitely a narcissist. If something doesn't fit his narrative, he gets sensitive. Very true. Yes. Yeah, Islam cool. Don't don't know much about Ankh. Same. Yeah, Ankh. So chat. Do you think Ankalaev has a chance against Pereira? And if so, well, obviously he has a chance, but how much of a chance against Pereira? Because I think the fight's going to look a lot like the Roundtree fight, where Ankalaev is going to have a speed advantage early on, but he's not going to have the finishing ability to take Pereira out early in those first 2 rounds. So slowly over time, the damage from the leg kicks and just the damage from the extreme level of power of Pereira will eventually take over. That's my prediction. Yeah, I would not be surprised if Ankalaev wins first 2 rounds. I got to scoop this poop. I'll be right fucking back. This is horrible. Jesus. Or at least pour some fucking fresh litter on top of it. All right. Oh, it's so bad. It is so bad. I just poured some fresh litter on it, though, so hopefully it goes away. So good job, Larry. Good job yarging that out. He yargs so hard sometimes. I'm surprised you didn't hear it today, but sometimes he yargs louder than I do. Oh, he's yarging right now. There you go. There you go. Right on cue. Good yarg, little guy. Remember when Dagestanis were begging Khabib to speak out about the draft and he turned off his comments? I don't remember that, but that's funny. To be fair, like I don't think it's cool to criticize like people criticize Chimaev for hanging out with Kadyrov. It's like it's different in those countries, you know? Like if you don't acquiesce to your government, you can just get shot. It's different than it is in America. So I don't fault Khabib for that. Because it's just a different paradigm Russia's living in versus Americans are living in. I can't stand Jalal Hill. Everyone hates Hill. I like Hill because I like him because everyone hates him, and I appreciate his level of bitterness and salt. I think that's good for a fighter. You know, like I can respect that mindset of being so delusional that you can't take a loss properly. I kind of respect that. I think that's more. It can be detrimental if there is something to lose, but like in the context of Yuri versus Poatan, I'm not Yuri. In context of Jamal versus Poatan, I don't think there was much from that fight that Jamal could have learned if he just said, yeah, I just lost fair and square. But like, I think it's better for his mindset to be like, oh, he just caught me after a ref break. I think that's better for his mindset. However, in this fight, I think it would be horrible for his mindset to make excuses. I think there's things in this fight he can look at and try to fix. But I still like Jamal. I don't like. He's a good catalyst for the light heavyweight division. I don't think that division has a whole lot of interesting characters. Not that he's a super interesting character, but he makes it more entertaining. And I like heels. Like I like people who will draw the hatred of the fan base and not care about that. I think that's really good for the sport. So I was pulling for Hill, and I just don't. I used to like Yuri. But after the second Poatan fight, that I lost a lot of respect for him. I just thought he fought like a retard, and his entire strategy in the lead up was just retarded. And I always knew he wasn't the smartest guy, but it really showed how not smart of a guy he was. Although he showed his intelligence in this last fight versus Jamal. So I don't know. But even still, I just don't like nerds. He's too nerdy, dude. Like I don't like nerds. But I don't like a certain type of person representing the sport. I just don't think it's a good look overall. Your Izzy Adesanya's, your Kamaru Usman's, your Reinier de Ritters, those type of guys. I don't think it's a good look for the sport. But if he won, would have lost it. Don't like arrogant blacks. I'm sure you can understand why. Don't hate black people, by the way. Yo, what's up, Anakin? Yeah, I know it has nothing to do with this. Like, I mean, we have a lot of racist jokes and a lot of fun at the expense of other people's races, but like, I don't think I mean, at least speaks for myself. I mostly just say it as a meme and as a joke and as generalizations, but there's never a time in my life where I like or hate someone individually based on the color of their skin. I can definitely like or hate a group of people that have to be around based on their color of skin, but that's a completely different thing. And that has mostly to do with my giant Jew nose and my ability to smell things that don't smell good. Maybe I said too much. Yeah, Daggies, uneducated idiots, got nothing better to do, of course. They're already ahead of Ireland. Yeah, that's true. Like, do they even have a school system? Like, their school system is literally, you're 5 years old, you're wrestling bears. You know, that's their school system. And they have a whole bunch of, well, they're inbred, but they also have a whole bunch of sexual frustration because of their religion and their culture. And it's funny how all the major religions of the world, Christianity, Islam, Hinduism, Buddhism, all of them, in my opinion, my humble opinion, all of them in their purest natural states, they're good. And it's not an issue to follow them, but all of them have been corrupted. You can call it by the devil or by the demiurge or whatever, the Maya, whatever you want to call it. All of them have been corrupted, and all of them, like the core essence of their religion has been almost flipped on its head. Like, Muslims are so strict now, and original Muslim teachings were not strict at all. And when it comes to Christianity, you know, so many Christians are so focused on the idea of sin and like they tend to be down on themselves because they're sinners, et cetera, et cetera. But the whole point of Christianity is that Jesus fucking died for your sins. You can't sin if you don't believe it's a sin. That's the whole fucking point. That's the beautiful part of Christianity. And like with all theological truths, like actual truths, they tend to be corrupted in this 3D realm. I have noticed that. I don't know why I started talking about that, but I have noticed that a lot. So that's why I don't really like to shit on any religion specifically, but I do like to shit on people who follow religions if they do it in the quote unquote traditional sense, because that traditional sense is actually a demonic inverted flip of what it's actually supposed to be. Like, religion is supposed to free you. If you believe in something, it should be a freeing thing. It shouldn't be a constrictive thing. That's the basic way of how you know if something has been corrupted or not. Moicano got destroyed quick, and people said he would be easy. I picked Moicano mostly because I didn't want to be on the wrong side of history on the off chance he did win. Yeah, that hurt. I thought Moicano would at least be able to drag it out into the second, third, fourth round. You know, my thought process was, if Poirier can make it to the fourth or fifth round, Moicano can at least make it to the third. So I ended up betting a lot on the fight to start at least the third round. And obviously I missed a lot of money on that. However, I'm pretty goddamn sure my NFL bets are going to hit today. So I should, by the end of today, I should be back to broken even. So I'm not too worried about it. I don't know. I mean, I haven't checked the Philly score, but I'm 99% sure Philly's going to win. And I am 99.999% sure Baltimore is going to win. So that's the parlay I did when I woke up. And if it hits, I will be almost back to broken even. I think I'm like $1 or $2 short from breaking even from yesterday, but I got killed yesterday. Kevin Holland killed me, and then the Moicano fight killed me, not going to the third round. But I did win my safety parlay at least, and that helped me. And I also bet Merab. I bet Merab live right after the third round. I bet him live, and I got him at like 120 something, plus 120 something. But that was the easiest live bet I've ever made in my life. Like, once you see Merab's opponent gassing, and he starts styling on him, like, the fight is fucking over. That is the easiest live bet I've ever made in my entire life. Sadly, I didn't put that much on it because I was afraid that there could be a robbery decision. But I knew for a fact, like, everyone knew for a fact that Merab was going to take 4 and 5. Like, there was no doubt in my mind once I saw Merab going like this in round 3. Like, once he starts doing that, it's fucking over. It's fucking over. Lasso made a whole video saying Moicano would pull the impossible and deleted the video. He deleted it? Okay, I mean, I don't watch Lost Soul, and I haven't really had any interactions with him. In fact, the only interaction I've ever had with him, I messaged him in a Gnome Chat stream, just replying to something he said, and then Rigo deleted my message immediately because he took offense to it. He thought that I was shitting on George, but I wasn't. I was just making a joke, and it would have been something George would have laughing at. But Rigo has this thing against, I don't know what it is. Rigo has a thing against me, which is so fucking weird. He used to be in my streams all the time. I think it's literally just one time. I'm pretty sure it's just because I shit on him a little bit for being wishy-washy on his flat earth takes, which he was, at least in the past. And then he just, I don't know. He has an issue with me now. He's very sensitive. But yeah. Bah, Mom, look, I made 10K in America. Dude, that's good. How does Big Kev, like, so I live three hours north of Big Kev. It's like snow dusting here. It could possibly be more snow where he is. Like, that is a possibility. But anytime there's like a slight dust of snow, you see Big Taylor, I can't go to work today. Like, I don't let piles and piles of snow keep me from doing anything. Like, I've had to spend over an hour, like hour and a half, digging my car out of the snow just to fucking go to Wendy's. And I'll do that. I'll fucking do that. I won't let the snow stop me from anything. So the fact that Big Kev lets an inch of snow stop him from fucking going to work, it's crazy. Like, I get he lives out in the boonies or whatever, but you just drive slow. That's the only difference. When it's snowing, you drive slow and you're fine. Decent chance because Alex struggles with clinch control and Alex is getting older. Yeah, his speed has been, every single fight, his speed has been noticeably declining. Yeah, and that's going to catch up to him. It could catch up to him in the Ankh fights. I just don't think Ankh has the finishing ability to take advantage of it, personally. Surprisingly, though, his chin has been holding up recovery at his age is crazy. Yeah, dude, Pereira is just made of something different. He's made of mahogany, dude. I wouldn't go that far, but he's definitely made of something fucking... He's just different, dude. Like, when you look at Pereira when he was in his prime, before he hit the UFC, when he was like in his 30s, he's built like that, but he's also pretty quick too. Like, that is a scary fucking dude. Don't feel good. What's up, James? Hey, Piggy. Hey, Tubby. Big Jiggly Boy James. Go Loco in the Bungus worm. Yo, yeah. My Bungus worms have been acting up so much. I completely eliminated Bungus worms for like 3 weeks. I didn't drink hardly at all for like 3 weeks. And then, like 3-4 days ago, I drank a Gold Loco and my Bungus worms started going crazy. And yeah, last night they were going so bad. So I'm pretty sure this will be my second to last or last Gold Loco. I'm actually only drinking this because I don't have much money right now. And it's a hell of a lot cheaper to just drink a Loco than it is to eat a meal. That's the main reason why I'm drinking. And I thought it'd be a fun stream idea, just do a Gold Loco. God, Big Lamar almost got away a bit. Oh, Big Lamar is going to fucking destroy Big Josh. I am so confident in that pick. Like, I'm so confident in that pick. So if you guys want to know what I bet in NFL, well, today I bet Eagles, Ravens parlay. But the futures I made Kansas City Chiefs versus Philadelphia Eagles exacta. And I made Baltimore Ravens versus Philadelphia Eagles exacta. And not exact, Chiefs to beat the Eagles and Ravens to beat the Eagles in the Super Bowl. Those are my two futures that I placed. Because I am fucking positive that it's either going to be the Chiefs or Ravens. I lean Ravens, and I'm hoping Ravens because the payout's a lot more. And I just fucking hate the Chiefs anyways. But football, I haven't watched a fucking down of football all goddamn year. And I have the entire fucking playoffs. You could say I was wrong, quote unquote, about Washington versus Lions. I told Mickey, who was fucking like a Washington sports fan, I told him it's a 50-50 fight. I told him these odds are fucked and that Washington was a good bet, but I'm leaning Lions because they have more shit. But like, I didn't bet that fight. I didn't bet that fight. That was the only one I've gotten wrong so far. And I wasn't really wrong. I said, if there's a big upset, it's going to be Washington this weekend. So and then he started shitting on me for that. It's like, I think I do pretty goddamn good for not watching a fucking down of football in years. Or I'll watch the Super Bowl. Every year I watch the Super Bowl, but that's it. Yeah, Jalal like a dumb, arrogant, black funny when he goes down because you want to see him fail. See, not me. I like him. I like his salt. I don't know why. I just like him. But I totally get why people hate Jamal. I totally get why he got booed at the press conference. And I think it did affect him, even though he tried to make it seem like it didn't. But I still like Jamal. I don't care. I don't care if people say it. I like him. I think he's kind of funny. I do think he's smarter than your average person that comes from his background. Let's say that. DeRitter think he's a big boy now. Got him on his ass. DeRitter is the guy I fucking hate from that card. I absolutely hate DeRitter. And now, in the lead up to this fight, I saw all the comments about Holland and his appearance on the Rampage Jackson podcast, and I didn't actually watch the podcast because I didn't want. I was so sure Holland was going to smash RDR in the first round. I didn't want that podcast appearance to affect my thought of the fight. But now I'm regretting because it might have. Now I got to go back and watch it because everyone's saying that Holland looked like an asshole in that podcast. And I really I'm a big fan of Rampage and TJ Dillashaw. I think they're both really cool personalities that they're a lot smarter than your average retired fighter. I would say both of them managed to keep a lot of their brain cells, surprisingly. So I like the shit they say on that podcast. So I'm going to look at it now, and that will probably change the way I view Kevin Holland. But goddamn, I fucking hate Colin for losing to RDR. I still say RDR, skill-wise, is the worst middleweight in the division. I don't care what people say. He fucking sucks. He is waiting to be chinned. He is fucking waiting to be chinned. And he will be chinned soon. As soon as he faces someone with decent takedown defense and decent power, he is going to get knocked the fuck out. I promise you that. And I don't like Dr. Evil's elephant. Muhammad OG Diddy. Is it a sin? Okay. William. Yes, Muhammad OG Diddy. Guess what? I don't know if you know this, but this is 100% true. Jesus, also OG Diddy. Jesus fucked a twink in a garden. He fucked a 13-year-old twink in the garden. I don't know. He was an adult. And the whole point of that is not me shaming Jesus. Like, George talks about this. Like, that's not a strike against Jesus, and that's not a strike against Muhammad. Despite how do I word this? Basically, it's how do I word this without you guys turning on me? It's like, if you truly, like I said before, if you truly believe there's no sin because Jesus died for your sins, or whatever religion you believe, like if you truly believe that you're saved because of the religion you believe, you can do whatever the fuck you want, and you literally are saved. Your belief is what carries you forward in this realm and into the next realm. It's all about what you believe to be true. It has nothing to do with the shit you actually do, and everything to do with the shit you believe and the things you believe about your actions. That matters so much more than your actual actions, because there is no such thing as good and bad. That's a perception, So like, as fucked up as this is 100% true. If you're a PDF file and you believe you're doing the world a service by doing that, there will be zero pun. If you truly believe that in your heart of hearts, which most people probably can't, and they shouldn't, but if you truly actually do believe that, there will be no eternal punishment for you. But if there's just a slight bit of guilt or shame or doubt or anything in your mind, that is the mind killer. That is the soul killer. And that's the whole fucking, in my opinion, that's the whole point of these religions is to show you that these prophets were not perfect people. Far from it. They were still people, and yet they were still 100% human and 100% divine. And it didn't take away from the fact that their message was truth. That's the way I look at it anyways. I think it's a healthy way to look at it, because otherwise you're just going to be in an esoteric war with someone else, and if you're warring with another mindset esoterically, you're already in a wrong you're already in a wrong state. Like I have my beliefs and I'm in a cult with a whole bunch of people who share my exact fucking beliefs. And I don't ever shit on other people's like points of view, or like I just don't even bother with them, because why? Like, just because I believe something doesn't mean someone else believing something else is wrong for them. There's not a one objective truth other than the fact that we're all the same. That's the only objective truth, is that we're all made of the same shit at the very baseline, but everything else is subjective. So I'm not a fan of holy wars. I'm not a fan of calling Muslims or Jews or Hindus or Buddhists or Christians retards. I think they're all retards. No, I think they're mostly retards because they follow a corrupted version of their religion. But in all religions, in all thoughts, in all esoteric groups of people, there's people that get it and people that don't get it, And it's supposed to be that way. Is it a sin to be bald? There's no such thing as sin. The only thing that's a sin is if you do something and you think it's a sin. If you truly believe it's a sin, then it's a sin and you will pay the price. You will pay the karmic price, whether it's this life or next life. But if you don't think it's a sin, then you won't. And it has to be you have to know it. It's not a think, it's a know. This is what I wouldn't say I'm a Christian now, but like I'm a Noam Chad type of Christian for sure. Like I love that aspect of Christianity. I think it's fucking beautiful. Fungus worms freak me out, dude. You have no idea, man. To live with your dad at 40 years old. Okay, William, to live with your dad at 40 years old. I don't think that's a sin. I don't think that's something against Big Kev. I think that's something against Big Kev's dad. What, Big Paul or whatever his name is? If you have a kid and you're allowing your 4-year-old kid to live with you, that's on you. Kev is just doing the easiest thing possible. I don't blame Kev at all in that situation. I blame his father. And the fact that all of Big Kev's siblings are in jail and Big Kev has been in jail and he's in it, like, clearly Big Kev is not the issue in this family tree. Obviously it goes back generations. And if Big Kev is the only guy in his only sibling or his family who's not in jail right now, it's hard to blame him. Like I'm the good one in my family, believe it or not. Like I'm the one least fucked up, as crazy as it sounds, as schizo as I am. I'm the least fucked up. I'm the least addicted. Like I'm actually not addicted to a loco right now. I'm just drinking, but it wasn't a compulsion. It wasn't an addiction. And even when I was drinking loco for 8 months straight, I was still the least addictive person in my family. So like from that, like I understand, like Big Kev is the gem of his family. As shitty as you might think he is, he's the gem of his family. He is the cog that makes Yarg MMA spin. And so I can't ever shit on him that much, because I know what it's like to be part of a shitty family, dude. And to be the best part of a shitty family and still be shitty. I know what it's like. It sucks. Wonder what Big Isaac doing. He's fat, yeah. Want to rock Mo Somalia. Mo's all right. I don't hate Mo. I don't really like Mo. I don't hate Mo though. I hope he streams in the next. I hope he streams, because it's fun watching the fights with you guys while he's streaming. Because if he doesn't stream, then we're all watching a fight, but it's hard to sync up all our different streams and shit. So it's really nice when someone is streaming it in VC, so we can all watch the same exact stream and then react the same way. Hopefully he does that next time. Hopefully he does that. If he does that, he will go up in my book, because Yarg MMA VCs during cards are fun. Mo grew up watching Bollywood. So did you, William. So did you. Yeah, Mo Twinkweight. Well, I'm a Twankweight. So I can't shit on him for that. I mean, I can, but like, I don't know. A lost soul. Think you're just sensitive. That's why I don't like you. A lost soul is just a Rego orbiter. Lost Soul, Gnome Chad, Better MMA. Those are like the three streamer Regal orbiters. I only watch George. I don't watch any Regal streams unless it's like a power slap thing. Really. I will watch Rigo's esoteric content because he's the only one doing it. And I watch almost all of George's shit. There's a lot of shit I disagree with George, but I just think I think he's probably one of the most pure incarnations of a spiritual force I've ever come across. Like, he is a very Luciferian. He's kind of like the embodiment of Lucifer, and Lucifer is not the devil. It's completely different entity that's got conflated with the devil. Lucifer is basically the opposite of the devil. Well, the devil is super materialistic and it binds you with materialism. Lucifer binds you with spiritualism. Like the proper path to take, in my opinion, is the neutral path, where 1 foot in the physical realm and 1 foot in the spiritual realm. That's how you make the most progress, both in the spiritual realm and the physical realm. You have to have 1 foot in either. If you're too far in one or another, you get imbalanced. Lucifer is a heavy imbalance on the spiritual side. The devil is a heavy imbalance on the material side. Both are equally wrong and both are equally trapped. But as someone who innately is very Luciferian myself, in nature, like, I always get trapped on the spiritual side of shit. I relate to Gnome Chad a lot, and I like the fact that he's that incarnation of that message of you can be free if you want to be, which is a trap in itself, but I still like it. I don't know if that made any sense. Wonder what Worthless doing. Probably playing Mortal Kombat, I'm guessing, or trying to grind himself out of Bronze 3. Think Taylor's knees get heavy and hurt walking in the snow? Oh, yeah, dude. He's always complaining about his knees. And, like, walking in the snow isn't hard, but, like, when everything's all icy and shit, you have to walk really, really slow and deliberate. And I don't think anything in Taylor's life is deliberate. Like, he just fucking does shit. Like, he doesn't think about it, you know? He thinks he does, but he doesn't actually, like, give thought, like, actual. I don't know. I could just see him having issues walking in the snow with his knees. You know, I think is that surprising, man? He lets everything stop him just waits around. I mean, that's what he does. That's what he fucking does. That's his mindset. And, like, my childhood friend, please like the stream, by the way, but my childhood friend, N-Dog, Big N-Dog, the exact same thing. I think I've told this story before, but like 12 years ago, me and my group of friends at the time, we had a weekly meetup at a bar called Lazy Dog. And there was this girl, legitimately 8 out of 10, just based on her looks alone, girl that any of us would have fucked for sure. Intelligence 0 out of 10, like, which eliminates her from my gradients. But most people would have sex with her, like, very, very hot. And she worked there, and she would always come to our table, and she would flirt with N-Dog. And N-Dog was this fat guy. He wasn't bald, but he was 5'9", at least 300 pounds, like, pretty fat, always down on himself for being fat. She would be so blatantly flirting with him. And the entire time he would be trying to deflect her flirting upon us, because he felt that because the rest of us were like normal size, we weren't fat, that she should be with us instead of him. But clearly she wanted the fat. Like, some girls like big guys, you know? Like, so Taylor saying, like, oh, you're bald, fat, short, whatever. Some girls fucking like that. Everyone has their own fucking preferences, you know? And, like, I saw it firsthand with N-Dog, and, like, he could not let it land. And I'm like, Nick, shut the fuck up and let her hit on you. Just shut the fuck up. And he wouldn't let it, like, he couldn't let it land. And there's so many fat, short, or bald people that just can't let good shit land. Like, how many opportunities has Big Kev had, do you think, to have sex with probably some ugly pig, but still someone nonetheless, and he didn't let it happen because he was short? fat and bald, probably a lot. I think Gaethje is going to brutalize Hooker. I think so too. So Sig, do you not see this going the same exact way as Gaethje versus Barbosa or Chandler versus Hooker? The same. I think Gaethje is going to back Hooker up to the fence, and as he's circling out, he's going to get knocked the fuck out. It's going to be the same exact thing. Although I'm pulling for Hooker, just for the change up in the division. I'm kind of sick of seeing Gaethje in the top 5, to be honest. I am for sure picking Gaethje. I think it's going to be the same way. He's going to, get him to the fence, circle out, boom, hard right hook. That's how I see it. Order a new pen, etc. Can't wait to hit it. Nice, James. Nice. Hopefully it comes soon. Got a few pens. Yark getting me high. I need to smoke soon, but I'm getting drunk right now. I got a little penis. We all have a little penis. Actually, that's not true. I have a very average penis. And that's something I have thought about this before. When I say my penis is average, that is not like my penis is so average. Like there is nothing remotely special about my penis. It goes straight. Like some penises curve left, some go like. We've all seen a whole bunch of porn. Like there's a whole variety of different types of penises and vaginas out there for whatever reason. My penis is probably like a smooth 5.5 inches. I've never measured it because it's so average. Like I know for a fact it's not big, it's not small, it's not wide, it's not narrow. It doesn't go to any side. Like it's your standard basic cable penis. And I'm so thankful for that. I'm actually thankful for that because something I've noticed is that people with giant penises or people with tiny penises, they make that an aspect of their personality. Like your penis is your penis. It shouldn't be. That's what you're working with. It shouldn't take count into who you are as a person. But because I think this society is kind of over sexualized in the past, like 40 years or whatever. I think a lot of guys like kind of build their personality around the size of their penis. I got a friend growing up who his entire personality was just the size of his penis. Guru, he was like Guru in the sense like Guru doesn't really do it anymore, but he used to always talk about his penis size. It's like, that is not a personality trait. I'm sorry. And like, I've noticed this in women too. My longest time ex had how do I put this lightly? The most open-faced roast beef vagina you can ever have, like the most unaesthetically pleasing vagina you could ever possibly have. Like all the insides were, bleh, it's like a taco with all the fucking ingredients spilling out. And yeah, it was kind of gross, but to me, like I liked her so much, I didn't care anyways. But like it fucked her up. Like she had such fucking like issues about how open her vagina was. It's like, that's your fucking vagina, bitch. Like you can't do anything about it. I mean, you can get surgery, but like it bothered me how much it bothered her, and like, and on one hand, I can't relate because I don't have a penis that's like totally grosser than the average penis. Like I said, it's the most average fucking penis ever. And her vagina was the most unaverage vagina ever. So like, I don't know how that would affect me if I had an unaverage penis. But it just bothers me across the board when people let their genitalia affect their personality. That was a fucking rant. Just about William talking about little penises. Wonder why I went 7-6 on picks, but made 70 last night. Dude. I went 5 and 8 on picks and I lost a whole bunch. But I've had that too. I've had that where I have horrible picks on Tapology and then I'll make a lot of money. Or I'll have great picks on Tapology and I'll lose a bunch of money. It's a different thing, it's just a different thing. I personally care more about Tapology than I do about the money I lost. Like it bothers me so fucking much that I went 5 and 8. I haven't looked at my percentage since that card, but I'm guessing I'm under 62% now. And that bothers the fuck out of me because I want that percentage to go up or at least stay the same, because people look at that percentage, even though it's a totally fabricated and it's not a percentage that really matters because your main percentage on Tapology has everything to do with the cards you pick rather than what you're picking. If you're just really intelligent about picking the cards that are very easy to pick, you're gonna have a 70% pick ratio. If you're like me and you just pick every single UFC fight and you don't do any other fight, like you're gonna have a lower ratio. But even still, it fucking it bothers me. Like it really bothers me that I fucking went 5-8, dude. Wonder if I'm schizo. I mean, probably everyone in Yarg MMA is a little bit schizo, but you don't strike me as like a. Okay, Isaac. Wonder if you're schizo. Do you ever have like battles in your own head where like personalities are warring with each other about what they want for your life? If so, then you're probably schizo. Like I have that constantly. Big Joey has that fucking constantly. That's what makes us schizo. Yeah, that would be the biggest thing is if you're like we all have split personalities, but if your personalities are at war with each other, that's really what makes you schizo. And mine are fucking always at war with each other, unless I'm like super fucked up. Big Bogan and Dawson got me right money. Nice. As hate Merab even more. Yeah, I bet my safety parlay was Bogan, Sopai, and then the women's fight to go to decision because Carol Hosa always goes to decision. So I was like the fucking easiest fucking leg ever. Yeah, Bogan was, but Bogan could have gotten choked out. Like that one made me shit a brick because Billy Elikana, who weighs 200 pounds soaking fucking wet, made it a fight in the first round. And my safety parlays usually hit, but it did not hit last week. So I was sweating going 0-2 if my safety parlays, because that's the whole point of a safety parlay. It's a safety. Obviously, it's not going to hit every time, but the point is it's supposed to hit at least 7, hopefully 8 out of 10 times. And I think in my history of doing it for like the past year and a half, I would say it hits around 7 or 8, 10 times out of 10. I don't think I've ever gone back-to-back weeks without it not hitting. In fact, I know I haven't because I've only missed it like 4 or 5 times total. But so I was sweating that shit crazy. I was like, God damn. Like this is a shit I put the most amount of money on because it's the safety. It's the shit I'm most confident in. It's a smart. I'm typically against parlays, but safety parlays, when the whole entire parlay equals plus 100-ish, and it's just 2 or 3 legs of things almost for sure going to hit. Most of the time it's going to hit if you're good at that shit, But goddamn, yeah, if I would have went 0-2, it would have hurt. I just hate Merab even more. God, he's insufferable. Yeah, dude, I hate Merab's personality even more than I hate his in-ring style, because even though his in-ring style sucks, at the very least, he is, for the most part, always doing something. It's not entertaining, but he does put a high pace. He at least does put on a high pace. There's a lot of action going on, even though it's boring action. It's still action. But his personality, you say one word to him, and it's just like a fucking 5-minute run-on sentence about fucking non sequiturs and random shit that doesn't matter. Like, God, I fucking hate him so fucking much, dude. Just as a person, as a human, like he's so stupid. He only has cardio wrestling. That's all he is. And it's so good. Like that skill is so elite. We've never seen cardio wrestling on this level ever in the UFC. We've never even seen a close second. I would say Prime Colby, maybe close second. But Merab shoots way more takedowns than Colby ever did. So I kind of respect his fight style, but it's just him as a person, dude. I fucking hate him as a person. Like he's got no personality. It's just he has his set ways of viewing the world. And if anyone says one word challenging that, he just goes off on fucking 5-minute tangent. Hate that guy. Yeah, I don't like DeRitter because soon he'll get exposed badly by any. I thought Holland was that semi-competent fighter. Like, come on. Holland beat fucking Jacare. If he could beat Jacare from the bottom, that was my thought. I was like, if he can beat fucking Jacare from the bottom, he can beat RDR from the bottom. Holland literally said, "I don't give a fuck about that fight Saturday." Switched. Wait, he did? I didn't see that. I didn't watch like a whole bunch of stuff, but I watched like the first couple minutes of Holland's Wednesday pre-fight interview, and he seemed pretty confident. And he said something that was the exact same thing I was thinking of, and this is why I picked Holland. I was just going through Holland's record, and I was thinking RDR is just a bigger and worse Chiesa. And Kevin Holland said the same thing. He's like Chiesa, but bigger and worse. So we both looked at it the same way, and I was like, okay. Holland fucked up Chiesa very quickly. He should be able to do the same thing to RDR. But I guess that's the difference between welterweight and middleweight. 15 pounds is a lot. And like, here's what bothers me about Kevin. Here's what bothers me about Kevin a little bit. It's like he doesn't want to move. He doesn't want the lifestyle with welterweight. Fine, I get that. Like going hungry fucking sucks. I know this. I have not eaten anything all day. I'm just drinking this because I'm fucking hungry. I get that. It sucks. However, why the fuck doesn't Kevin bulk up to 85? Why doesn't he put the hours in the gym or the steroids in his body where he can fill out to be an actual 185 frame? He can do it. He's definitely tall enough and he has the frame where he can do it, but he hasn't done it. And that bothers me about Kevin more than anything else. Is like, if you want to be 185, awesome, be 185, but fucking build into it, dude. He has yet to build into it since he went into the UFC like what 6-7 years ago. He hasn't gained any weight. Like, gain some fucking weight. It's not that hard to gain weight if you have the money to gain weight. That's pretty base. Big Jesus. Yeah, dude, Jesus. Yeah, going back to what Jesus had sex with a 13-year-old twink. That's a fact. That's in the fucking Bible. It's implied. It's not explicitly stated, but it's implied. And you can shit on Jesus for it, but Jesus was sinless. Jesus was sinless. That's the whole fucking point of Jesus. He was sinless, and it wasn't because he didn't do things that were objectively wrong. It's because he knew the truth. Was that there is no right and wrong. There's no such thing as right and wrong. Right and wrong is just perspective. What matters is what's in your heart. What's in your soul. That's what matters. And I feel like Jesus was a good prophet for that. And it really, over the years, his message has gotten just destroyed. Like the Catholic Church, I don't think I hate any more religion. I don't want to say hate, but like I disagree with any religion more than Catholicism. I think Catholicism is the most demonic shit ever. My longtime ex, once again, her parents were Catholic, and they made me go to Catholic church multiple times. They didn't make me, but I acquiesced and did go to Catholic church multiple times because of them. And every single time I felt the most demonic presence, which I don't feel in other Christian churches, in other denominations. I don't feel that in other denominations, but I feel that heavily in Catholic churches. I think the Catholic Church is literally, if you're Catholic, you're literally just praying to Satan. That's what you're doing. And Catholics will be like, we're the oldest church, so that's why we have authority. It's like, that doesn't fucking matter, dude. What matters is if you interpret the scriptures properly. That's what matters. And the Catholic Church, they took the power from the individuals. They took the power from Jesus, and they made it their own. There shouldn't be a fucking pope. If your sect of Christianity has any sort of hierarchy, it's a fucking wrong sect of Christianity. That's such an easy way to parse out what's real and what's not. I think that like the Eastern Orthodox Christianity, they also have their own like archdiocese or whatever. Like that's fucked up. Like the whole point, like Jesus took the power to the people. That's the whole fucking point of Jesus. That's the fucking point. So if you're giving your power to the fucking Pope or whatever you think has a higher spiritual like ascendance in you, that's like the most anti-Christian thing in the world, in my opinion. Who would win in a 5v5 Hell in a Cell MMA rules, Jesus or Muhammad? I'm going Jesus. I like Jesus's teachings. Like I'm the reason why I'm not Christian is because and this is just semantics, but I don't believe Jesus died for my sins. I believe Jesus died to show everyone in the world and to come back to show everyone that this is not real, that you can get crucified on a cross and come back 3 days later. And Jesus was not the only one to do this. There have been dozens of prophets who have come back from the dead to say, hey, death is an illusion. I'm still around. It's okay. That's how I view Jesus. He is a great example, but one example of many examples of how this world is an illusion. And that's beautiful, So like, I don't hate on anyone who thinks Jesus is their savior. I just don't think Jesus was a savior. Personally, I don't think any prophet is a savior. I don't even really believe in the concept of a savior. I think we are all saved if we believe we're saved. And a prophet's job is to shine light on that fact. A prophet's job is to say, hey, you are already saved, dude. Like, you don't have to worry about guilt and shame and fear and all that shit. You don't have to fucking worry about that. Like, just know in your heart that there is something after, and there will be something after. And I think that's beautiful. George's been going more and more manic lately. I know. What's up, Super Shmav? I know. I love it, dude. I can totally see how that can throw people off. But Manic George is my favorite. It's my fucking favorite, dude. I've always liked George. But in the past year, I think he's gotten even better. Where a lot of people, and I can see why they think that, but a lot of people think he's gotten a lot worse because he's kind of strayed more from traditional Christianity. But that's how I view Christianity. So like, to me, it's fucking awesome. Wonder why 6 so far behind in chat. Good question. Holy shit, I'm so far behind in chat. Thanks, Sig. Holy shit. I'm going to go really fast. I don't think I've ever been this far behind in chat. So I'm going to speed run it, okay? I'm going to fucking speed run it like fucking Musical does. Holy shit, I'm so far behind. Logo's taking over. Yeah, I'm going to blame the logo. Jesus was 6 foot at that time, actually wrecked Muhammad. If you're talking about Jesus versus Muhammad, that's a spiritual war. And the fact that Jesus willingly let himself be crucified because he knew he had to make his point, I think that makes him the superior prophet. And I think that makes him a lot more mentally tough. And so, yeah, I would pick Jesus to kick Muhammad's ass just based on that alone. Wonder who 6 would main on Spandex faggot beaten up. I kind of want to pang a fucking shield off of Lib's face. I'm not going to lie. So even though allegedly he's the worst tank, I probably Captain America, or I'm a good healer too. Like in Dota, my mains were a druid and a priest, so I did a lot of healing. So maybe a good healer. I could see that too. Kev undeveloped looks like a 2. Yeah, Kev's super undeveloped. Kev's one of my kind. I'll give him that. Yeah, dude, Kev is the cog that makes us all go. You can all pretend to hate him, but we don't hate him. We love Kev. We love how stupid his life is. It's fucking hysterical. Mo got a YouTube channel. He does. Don't know a word of Hindu. Only know one song from Bollywood. That's one song more than I know, dude. And for at least 7-8 years, I was in the church of what's called the Church of All Religions, which is Hindu based, but they recognized all prophets, Muhammad, Jesus, etc. And most of their stuff is taken from the Bhagavad Gita. And I really like, out of all the major religions, I think Hinduism is the most is the least corrupted, I should say, because Hinduism allows for other prophets. And this is kind of why I'm not deep into like deep Mormon beliefs, but just the surface level Mormon beliefs. The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. That means we recognize Jesus, but we also recognize other saints. I think that's exactly what you should do, and that's perfect. Like, Jesus was not the only prophet. There's prophets all the time. I'm sure there's dozens, if not hundreds of prophets alive at this very moment. I'm sure there is. There's fucking 8 billion people on the planet. So to say Jesus is a savior and no one else, or Muhammad is a savior and no one else, it's so short-sighted. There's super spiritual people all over the world. And I'm not going to compare myself to those people, but I truly think George is, I wouldn't compare him to Jesus per se, but he's getting up there in the type of prophetic knowledge he is throwing out there. Like, he's not wrong about the vast majority of the shit he says, and he's very much an agent for freedom and an agent for liberty, which is what Jesus was. So I like that. Keep quiet. Hello, my Muslim brother. Keep quiet, bro. Who are you talking to? Okay, this is a wonder why people confuse Lucifer with the demiurge. That's a good question. So when it comes to ancient mythology, there's so many different sects of it, not sex, but sects. Like just with Gnosticism alone, there's like at least 10 or 12 major different variances in Gnosticism. And how many different denominations of Christianity are there? There are so many fucking different, like, individual like grammatical basically differences where like their ideological differences aren't even different at all, but grammatically it's just said in a different way. We're like, oh, we're different than that because we're using different words. So I think a lot of the confusion just comes from all these different ideologies conflicting with each other. And like, and one of them probably just misinterpreted something as Lucifer with the demiurge. And yeah, they're two completely different things, two completely separate things. They will both trap you. I have a lot of experience both with Lucifer and the devil. I don't like either. I like Lucifer a lot more than the devil personally, but I don't like either. I've had just one. I would say I invoked Lucifer one time because I was watching this high level witch who invokes spirits and stuff, and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. I'll try it. Whatever. I liked what she was putting down, and I did it. And I just like, I didn't sense evil from Lucifer, but I sensed such a strong. He has his own agenda, and it's not. It doesn't really jive with my agenda. You know, everyone has an agenda. The earth has an agenda. Jesus had an agenda. You have an agenda. I have an agenda. Everyone has an agenda. Lucifer's agenda, while it was close enough to mine where I was able to invoke him and stuff, it didn't mesh perfectly. You know, like I fully realize the fault in my actions. I'm too Luciferian. I understand this. I know this. Lucifer wants me to be like, no, just be more Luciferian and you'll be saved. And maybe he's right. Maybe he is right. But personally, I think my life would be a lot more richer, I'd have a lot more benefit out of it if I took more of a materialistic standpoint, not a complete, just like that 50-50 material, spiritual. You need that balance. If you have that, which I don't, if you have that, I truly believe that's the way to live your life. But Lucifer was trying to get me to that extreme spiritual point. But let me try to fucking, okay, who are you trying to size up, Packy? Nail your kebab ass and your grandboy. Do you have any experience of sports? Yes, I played baseball and basketball a lot growing up. I was a very good point guard, actually. Up until the age of about 24, I was very, very into basketball. And then I boxed for a year and a half or so. I trained in boxing. I didn't do any actual competition or anything, but I had a bunch of sparring matches and shit. Like, I've been in probably 18 to 20-ish, like actual sparring matches where they felt like they were sparring matches, but they were fights, you know? Like I was trying to knock the guy out for sure. And he was trying to knock me out. And that's my recent experience in sports. It's like, I think I quit like a year and a half ago because I had to because of health reasons, but I loved boxing, dude. I fucking loved boxing. I hate watching boxing, but I love participating in boxing. It is such a good release of physical aggression. And it's like, you get hit, but you're getting hit with a fucking pillow, you know? Like, it sucks, but it doesn't suck nearly as much as getting hit with a fucking bare fist or a 4-ounce fucking glove. So I love boxing as a sport to participate in. As a spectator sport, I think it's horrible. Same with baseball. I love participating in baseball. I will not watch it. There's no way I'll watch it. Wonder if hog is a sin. There is no sin unless you believe it. And I do believe that Taylor thinks everything in his life is a sin. So he's sinning. But if he just thought bald is awesome, fat is awesome, short is awesome, there's no sin in it. Might block Muhammad. Need Usman to retire. Oh, God, I know. I fucking hate Usman. Why block? Don't like you. Show me your arm. My arms? My Four Loko arms? I mean, I'm not very jacked. I'm like 5'11". I'm guessing. I haven't weighed myself in over 4 years. I don't weigh myself because I used to weigh myself compulsively every day. And there were times where I'd wake up and I'd look more jacked because of shit I did in the gym a day or two prior. And then I'd weigh myself and I'd weigh less than what I thought I would weigh. And it would ruin my fucking thought of my gains. It's like, it doesn't matter what you fucking weigh. You know, it matters what you look like. It matters what you feel like. So I probably don't weigh that much, probably 150. I haven't worked out in, oh my God, probably like 9 months, 10 months. And considering that, I don't think I'm that bad. I don't think I'm that bad at all. Want to play hot potato with pipe bomb. Hey, who's pipe bomb? It's Mo Somalia in here. Russian, I don't speak Russian. I'm sorry, dude. Glad you're here, though. San Antonio Dave, Hungarians in here. Show me your arms. I showed you. Okay. Wonder if Mo's parents are first cousins. I'm not that well versed in Somalians, but probably. I don't know. I feel like if you're brown, you're probably at least a little bit inbred. And if you're from Arkansas, I love Clown Show, but if you're Clown Show, if you're Trevor Peak, if you're Bryce Mitchell, you're probably at least a little bit inbred. You know, you got better grip strength. You know, I'm not shitting on it, but it's just an observation. Big Kev can't let it happen because he hates himself. This is what I want to change about Big Kev. He hates himself so much. I want to change that. You know? It's like he's gotten into this mode where hating himself it's just the default. And maybe objectively he should hate himself, you know, from like most people's perspective in Yarg MMA, he should hate himself. But going back to the Jesus shit, it doesn't matter if you should hate yourself or not. You know, if Big Kev lived his life, if he did every single decision, you know, like every time he played MK or every time he lost in Bronze 3 and shit, and he thought, God damn, I'm fucking awesome. This is fucking the shit. There would be no repercussions for the actions he takes, you know. So I'm always pulling for Big Tay. Also, yeah. So both of us, we come from shitty families. Both of us have fence addicted sisters. Both of us are at least within stone's throw of Ohio. So there's some similarities between me and Big Kev. And I do think he's funny. Like, I do think this is probably because I was banned I'm blacklisted from like Jerusalem and Jerusalem related discords. So I have a lot less time interacting with Big Kev than most people. Like, it's just been like 4 months for me, 5 months for me. For most people, it's been over a year. Don't know when you first got into Jerusalem, but so I have a lot less time interacting with him. It could be like a year from now, I'm just totally sick of him, and I'm like, fuck Big Kev. That could totally happen. I could see that. But right now, I want to uplift Big Kev to Bronze 2 at the very least. He did it once. He can do it again. I believe in him. Wonder if Isaac also has a micro penis by Big Kev. I don't think so. So I said this before. If you have a big penis or a small penis, you're likely to make that a part of your personality. I haven't seen anything in Isaac's personality or anyone's personality other than Taylor's to suggest that they have anything other than a relatively average penis. And that's what you should shoot for. That's what you want. You don't want a giant penis. You don't want a small penis. You want an average penis so it doesn't rule your life. I'm a Chelsea fan. Get it right. Yeah, I don't care about soccer. Let's have a match 1v1. Cole Palmer. 2 muzzies in here. Balloon. Bromy balloon. Oh, dude. I haven't done DXM in a few days. I was doing... So instead of getting high off DXM and doing a whole bunch of it, I was just doing like a little bit, like not yesterday or the day before, but like the 3 days before that, I was just experimenting with doing like 4 or 5 pills of it, just doing a little bit more of the recommended dosage to just to calm me down, but not actually get me high. And it actually was kind of cool. And since then, I've noticed a diminishing effect in like my well, I'll just say, like when I get angry, like really angry, which can be set off for fucking anything, I'll just start screaming the N-word. Sometimes the F word too. I hate that I have to say N-word and F word, but it's fucking YouTube. I'll just start screaming it for no reason, like loud as I can. And I haven't done that in a few days. So I think it's more beneficial for me to not to get high off DXM. Just every couple days, just use it a little bit, so like that edge gets taken down. Because I just have this edge to me where if I'm not fucked up to a certain degree, I'm like a pipe bomb. Like something can just fucking set me off, and I go off. And I don't like being like that. I totally get why I'm like that. It makes sense why I'm like that, but I don't like being like that. Like that's not my nature. My true spiritual nature is to be calm and rational and kind of cool. I'm drinking right now. Like I'm drunk right now. And I do believe who you are when you're drunk or when you're really fucked up is who you actually are, no matter what the drug is. I've never been an angry drunk. I've never been someone to get high off any drug and then be violent. In fact, I'm the opposite. I get high off any drug and I'm like cool and shit. And I feel like that's my natural state. But when I'm too sober, when I have too much like going on in my head because I'm fucking schizo, I have too many thoughts going on, that's when the anger comes. So I consider this self-medication. It's not, I don't condone it. I don't think it's good for everyone. I don't think it's good for most people. But for me, it's very helpful. It really is. Because I don't like being angry. I really don't. It's not my natural state. But it's not my natural state, but it's a state that is natural to me because of how I was raised, if that makes sense. Wonder why my penis curves 90 to the right. That's because you're a chosen one, Sig. That's because you're a chosen one. Drink your energy drink and go to bed. It's not an energy drink. This is a fucking alcoholic drink. There is not an ounce of caffeine in here, dude. Not an ounce of caffeine. And I already slept for like 12 hours. I'm good. Wish I was like Jay Estrella. Don't know that fucking reference. I'm guessing some British fucking drill rapper. Your Messiah raped infant children. Dude, Dude, didn't Muhammad get married to like a 12-year-old or whatever? Who cares, dude? This shit happened 2,000 years ago. There was a different standard of what's right and what's wrong. You can't project what you think is right and what you think is wrong 2,000 years ago, because there was a completely different standard. And we don't know what that standard was. I personally don't know if it was okay for Jesus to fuck a little boy or not. I don't know. But me personally, based on Jesus's teachings, I think that was, I don't know how to say this, because I don't sign off on that. But at the same time, if his entire thing was that it doesn't matter what you fucking do, you're saved as long as you believe you're saved, I can't shit on it. I definitely can't shit on it. So it's one of those gray areas, And this is why I'm not Christian. For the record, this is why I'm not Christian. And I'm not Muslim, and I'm not Hindu, and I'm not Muslim, because you don't need that label. You don't need that I'm attached to this other group of people, or I'm attached to this philosophy. You can think for yourself. You can think, hey, Christianity is trying to teach me this. Buddhism is trying to teach me this. Hinduism is trying to teach me this. Islam is trying to teach me this. And it's all pretty similar. It's all pretty similar. If you get that core philosophy, you don't need the label of I'm this or I'm that. You know, you can encompass all of that. I truly believe that I encompass all the religions and my own kind of theory knowledge. It incorporates all that shit. And I think that's the most holistic way of going about it. But I'm going to stop talking about that because I don't think you guys really care that much. Keep quiet. Mike Tyson, Abdul blocked. Abdul Ahmed, you look in the corner after being submitted by Makhachev. Do I really look that defeated? I hope not. I can hope not. All the insights like, blah. Damn good one. Want to see Muhammad's mom's ankle. Muhammad's mom's ankle? It's probably not a ankle. It's probably not a ankle. Shame her. Don't shame anyone, dude. Shame is a devil's fucking, more than fear, more than guilt. Shame. Shame is the devil's fucking tool. Because it's so easy to shame someone in this world. It's so fucking easy. Like my entire personality was built around shame. And that's why I'm fucking so fucking done with it, dude. Like it's so fucked up. Like there's nothing to be ashamed of. It doesn't matter if you killed people. It doesn't matter if you raped people. It doesn't matter what the fuck you did. Period. What matters is if you're ashamed of it. That's what matters. Period. And like I'm so done of being ashamed of who I am, and like I feel like my shame was probably less than like most people's, but it was still so deeply fucking entrenched in my being just because it started from something that happened when I was in a fucking crib, you know? So I'm fucking over that shit. Like it doesn't, like, I don't care if Jesus died for my sins or if Jesus died because he wanted to show me that my sins don't matter. It doesn't matter either way. They both point to the same exact thing, is that my sins don't fucking matter. And the things that happened to me and the things that I did don't fucking matter. What matters is in my heart. And that's the real. That's the true meaning of any religion, is what matters in your fucking heart, and then you express it. Whether it's objectively good, whether it's subjectively evil, it doesn't fucking matter. You do what you fucking need to do in life. That's what fucking matters, dude. Keep quiet. Hey, pig, tay, fat guy. I'm a pig. Get it? The Muslim fears me. Wonder why Muslims don't eat pork but eat chicken. Dude, for years, chickens are filthy animals. Yeah. For years and years. I would say for like 7, 8, I would say about 7.5 years, I didn't eat pork at all. It had nothing to do with anything Muslim. But I just didn't. Because I wasn't the biggest fan of bacon. I wasn't the biggest fan of pork chops or whatever. And I felt like there's the same chemical in pork that's in red meat, that's in beef, that is not good for your heart. So I thought, okay, well, if I have only so much of this chemical, I'm going to eat beef instead of pork. But the last 1.5 years or so, I started eating a bunch of pork, a lot of pork chops, a lot of bacon and shit. And I feel great in terms of like my body and shit. I think pork has a whole bunch of nutrients that other meats don't have, like B1 and shit. Like it's very important actually to eat pork and to get a wide variety of protein. So I disagree with Muslims saying you can't eat pork. Like you're drawing the line at the fucking deli aisle, as fucking Bo Burnham says, is like, you're God, but you're drawing the line of who goes to heaven and who goes to hell at the fucking deli aisle. That's stupid. That's so fucking stupid, dude. Life consumes life, period. We need to consume life to continue living. It doesn't matter if it's pork or chicken or beef. Whatever works with your body, that's what you should fucking eat. For me, it's beef and seafood. I can eat beef and seafood every single day. I'll never get sick of it because that's what works with my genetics and my body type and my body. You know, there's no sin in that. There might be people in the world who genuinely do good on a vegan diet and they don't have issues with oxalates and they don't have issues with the things that I do on a vegan diet. It could work for them. Diets are very specific to what your genetics are, you know? And that's something it's taken me a long time to learn, but now that I've learned it, it's allowed me to, drink Locos a lot and not have a crazy reaction to it because I'm eating the seafood and beef that my body so desperately needs. Because I've always liked beef and seafood from the time I was 3 years old, But I force myself to like other foods because of society, or like, oh, vegetables and fruits are allegedly healthy for you. It's like, maybe, but there's a lot of downsides to vegetables and fruits too, dude. Like for me, it's surf and turf, and for you, it could be completely different. It could be completely different. So the Muslim thing of like you can't eat pork, that's just dogma. It's like anything with what's it called? Sharia law or whatever, like that super strict shit. That's the devil. That's all the devil. That has nothing to do with actual Islam, To me, actual Islam and actual Christianity is just believing in God. That's all it is. It's just believing in God and know that you're saved because you know there's a higher power. That's all there is. That's all it is. If you have that, you're good. You're fucking good. Doesn't matter what you believe. I'm probably one of the normal ones. Learn English, mother rat. Who likes to dabble and chill with the schizos? Well, I mean, I am schizo, so I dabble and chill with the schizos all the time because I am schizo. I'm chilling with myself 24/7. There's different personalities in me constantly. This is what happens. This is what happens when you have a super traumatic event that happens when you're too young to put it in perspective. It's like your soul gets fractured off, and then your personality gets fractured into many different categories. And a lot of people label that as schizo or bad, but the fact that I'm like super aware of every single personality that's in my head and why it's in there. A lot of my personalities are from experiences, but a lot of my personalities are from influences, from outside influences, from watching fucking Boy Meets World and Seinfeld when I was 10 years old versus like getting raped by my dad when I was 1 versus fucking like getting my heart broken when I was 27. Like there's all these different personalities that they're in me because of shit that happened to me or energies that were around me. And when you can parse those out and think, oh, this is this enacting out, and this is this enacted out, that's when you can separate all that shit. And then you can actually commune with God. That's the whole teachings. That's the whole premise of the cult that I'm in, is that it makes you schizophrenic. And this is why I won't ever release the actual cult that I'm in, is because it genuinely makes you mentally insane. But that mental insanity is what allows you to experience God. And I do believe that in my heart and souls, I have experienced God to a deeper degree than 99.9% of people who have ever fucking experienced God. I truly believe that. And it's because of my teachings. And at the same time, I don't think that everyone needs these teachings. That's why I don't advertise it, because this is you have to be like me. You have to already be schizophrenic. You have to already be fucked up beyond belief to actually see the logic behind these beliefs. Does that make sense? You definitely aren't Kev. I mean, I'm not Kev. But me and Kev, we're spiritual brothers in some Luciferian type of way. We're spiritual brothers. Got the people in my head under control. Good job. I try to, and most of the times I do. I think I do a very good job of portraying a somewhat sane person, but I'm completely bonkers for sure. Let's see what this Moicano says in his life. I don't think I've ever been in Moicano live, to be honest. I wasn't working for Bogan. He has that 400-pound Rook High Vater Walker in his back training every day. Well, I was worried, but like when what's his name, Billy Elicana wasn't, after like the first 3 minutes when he wasn't able to sub him, I'm like, all right, you could tell that he was gonna gas, but I was still very, very scared because I didn't want that I didn't want 0-2 to start the year of my safety parlays. It's called safety for a reason. And this week, my safety parlay was plus 137. So overall, I have a tiny plus EV when it comes to my safety parlays, and I want to keep it that way. Like I'm really out of all my betting shit, I'm most proud of my safety parlays because I feel like I'm very good at picking legs, minus 300, minus 400 that are almost guaranteed to hit. I feel like I'm very good at that. Parlaying those few things in a row, it's just the easiest money there is. Like it will net you money in the long run if you're good at it. That's my main thing of making money is those safety parlays. That middleweight can wasn't gonna sub. Wait, what middleweight can? What do you know about you? What do I know about UFC fighting? You're a drunk coward. Okay. I don't have the right to talk MMA. I mean, I've been watching MMA since I was 5 years old. However, have I ever fought in MMA? No. Has most of the people on YouTube ever fought in MMA? No. That doesn't mean I can't talk about it. That's like saying I can't talk on NFL because I haven't watched a fucking down of what happened all season, except I can speak totally on the NFL because I know the esoteric premises on what it's based on. That's why I've been so fucking good on my NFL predictions all fucking season. I don't need to play NFL. I don't even need to play high school basketball. I don't need to fight someone. Like I feel like I have enough experience in fighting people and in watching people fight where I can talk about it. And if I'm wrong, which I often am, I will admit it. Like no one's 100% when it comes to MMA. That's what's beautiful about MMA. It doesn't matter how right you are. You're still going to be wrong. You're still going to be wrong like 25% of the time because it's a fight. And anything can happen in a fight. That's why it's a beautiful sport. That's why it's the best fucking sport in the world. The issue is Holland lost to all his heart. Dude, he did. I felt like, dude, Holland gave up that takedown so fucking easily. He didn't even sprawl, dude. I was so pissed. Like, RDR went in for the shittiest single leg I've ever seen in my life. And Holland didn't sprawl. He didn't sprawl. Like, I would have sprawled. I'm sure RDR would have taken me down. He's fucking 60 pounds heavier than me. I know this. But I would have fucking sprawled. I would have fucking sprawled at least, dude. Like, what the fuck? That pissed me off so much. You have no idea. I had a lot of money on Holland. I was so sure that Holland was going to beat RDR. And even after RDR took him down, I felt like, okay, Holland's going to get like a TKO with the elbows from the bottom. But that nigga just quits, dude. I will never, ever bet Holland again. I'm sure he's going to win again, but I will never bet him again. RDR is the worst middleweight in the division. I don't care what the fuck you say. He's the worst skill-wise in the division. Now, the skills he has allows him to beat someone like Kevin Holland or to fluke a win versus Gerald Meerschaert, but he fucking sucks. And when he asked the UFC to give him a top 5 opponent, I was crying in laughter. I'm like, dude, what are you talking about? You have zero stand-up. Like, RDR has zero negative stand-up. He can't even move his head. He doesn't have that ability. And he has no power. And he has no threats in the stand-up. I hate that guy. I watched a few of his one fights before he went to the UFC, and I couldn't believe his record, what it was. I couldn't believe that he's even a fucking double champ fighter in one organization who sucks, but I couldn't believe it. I think Vettori kills RDR. I think Vettori fucking smashes the fuck out of him for 5 rounds, to be honest. Good rule of thumb for Holland. Literally never pick him against anyone who's bigger than him and who is a better Well, dude, that's not a good rule of thumb. Dude, Jacare, Chiesa, 2 guys he finished immediately, basically. I'm 9-1 in his last 10. I should be a millionaire betting on this nigga's fight. Dude, I'm so bad when it comes to. I think I think I picked like 2 or 3 correct Holland fights. I'm sick of betting Holland fights and picking Holland fights. I've been the exact opposite. I've been horrible with Holland. Catholic Church corrupt. Pope hierarchy. Yeah, exactly. If the Pope is your hierarchy, Jesus is the hierarchy, not the Pope. God is the hierarchy. If you're putting a human above God, you are retarded. Simple as. Simple as. Whether God is just a universe or actually God or just a concept in your mind, it doesn't fucking matter. God should be first, not just some fucking human who is fallible, you know? Wonder why Catholics branched off from Orthodox? Because they wanted the power. The Catholic Church is just a power grab. It's just a demonic power grab. That's all it is, you know? Jesus was fucking pissed. Absolutely fucking pissed on the Sermon on the Mount because he was so sick of people like the Pope, people like people you go into Catholic confession to, like a priest or whatever fucking archdiocese fucking power that they have. Like that was the antithesis of what Jesus was preaching. Jesus was like, no, just read the scriptures yourself, dude. Just read it yourself. Like you don't need to be trapped by these other people. So that's why I'm very pro Jesus. I'm not Christian, but I kind of am Christian because I am 1000% for Jesus' message. I just don't see Jesus as the Son of God. You know, I don't think he's a son of God. I think we're all son of God. Like that's explicitly stated in the Bible and other texts. And as a human myself, I know my divinity as God. I know it, but I also know my extreme fallible nature as a human. Like that's what we are. I'm not 50% spirit and 50% human. I'm 100% spirit and 100% human. And there is a drastic difference between that. And I think Jesus was pointing to that difference, you know? We are spiritual, but we are inhabiting this shell of humanity. So because we're inhabiting that, we should be expressing that, but at the same time, we should be expressing our divinity. To me, it's so clear as day what he was trying to say, but most people get that fucked up. Don't like Armin. I fucking hate Armin, dude. Fuck Armin, dude. Armin wouldn't have done any better versus Islam than Moicano did. I'm pretty sure. But I've never liked Armin. He just has no personality, dude. That's the big thing. He just has zero personality. I don't care. This is why I like Jamal. It's like, is his personality great? No, not even close. But he expresses his personality nonetheless. So I appreciate that as someone who grew up watching WWE and WWF my entire life. I like personalities. I like heels and baby faces. I like people who are genuinely heels and genuinely baby faces. Jamal Hill is a genuine heel, and he expresses that. So I hope Hill wins his next fight. I think it's great for the division for him to have his delusional rants on YouTube. I love it. I fucking love it, dude. But I totally get why you hate it. Orthodox has a hierarchy, but it's essentially roles, no hierarchy of authority. IRC. Okay. I could be wrong. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know all the deep sects of Christianity just because I'm not Christian and I haven't gone super deep, but like I know just the fact there is a hierarchy, period. Even if it's just for show or whatever, it's still a hierarchy, you know. Wonder if Six Soul gonna catch up in chat. I've caught up, dude. I've caught up. There's nothing more. Yeah, dude, I yard a lot. So crazy to me, Ubon lost. Is it though? Like, I mean, I picked Umar, but I said if Umar gasses after the second round, he's fucked. That's exactly what happened. I'm sure. I am positive. I am 100% in my deepest soul, sixth soul of six souls, that Umar beats Merab if he just injects more EPO. 100%. You know, like skill wise, Umar is so much better. Umar knocked out Raoni Barcelos in the first 30 seconds. In the first 30 seconds, Peyton Talbot got owned by him over 3 rounds. Umar is fucking good. Like I'm not shitting on him, and I don't even think the title fight was unwarranted, because who the fuck were you gonna give Merab to? I'm pretty sure Sean was coming off surgery or some shit. Like there was no one else. Like you kind of had to give him Umar. So I, even though there was probably a little bit of Dagestani privilege there, I didn't shit on the matchup whatsoever. And I was hoping Umar would win, because I think there's people who can beat Umar, but I don't think there's people that who can beat Merab like more like 6 times out of 10. I don't think there's anyone in the division who can beat Merab 6 times out of 10 after seeing what I saw against Umar. But I still think the UFC is gonna book O'Malley versus Merab too, and I think they're gonna do everything they can to poison Merab or screw Merab or try to make him fight injured or with the staph infection, etc. Because he's not good for the sport. He's just not. I felt so much better as Sean O'Malley as my champ, and I disagree with a lot of Sean O'Malley shit about his view on life and everything. Like there's a lot I disagree on, but the one thing I don't disagree on is how he expresses himself in the cage. Like that's purely one of the best fighters, in my opinion, in all of sport. I love Sean O'Malley. I fucking love him inside the cage. And I loved when he was my champion, especially since I would probably be fighting at 135 pounds if I was a fighter. Like it's the division. I think we all kind of we relate more to the division that we would probably fight in, and I would probably be fighting in bantamweight. So I care a lot about bantamweight. I loved Dominic Cruz when he was the GOAT, and I loved his trash talk and I loved his fight style, even though he wasn't a finisher. I still thought he was a very interesting fighter. But I would say since Dillashaw was a champion, or since Cody was a champion, or no, Dillashaw beat Cody. So since Dillashaw was a champion, we haven't had an interesting bantamweight champion, and that hurts me. That hurts me. I want to see an interesting 6-0 like bantamweight championship. I think there's a thought that if you're like a bigger person, like if you're a 250 pound, 300 pound person, you kind of have the physical, what should I say? Because you're so big, your personality is allowed to be bigger, because you can just based on your size alone, you can beat the shit out of more people just objectively. But I also think there's the counter of that, where you're like me and you can't beat the shit of hardly anyone. So you rely on the content of your character so much that you don't get the shit beat out of you. I would put myself in that category. I would put Sewer King in that category, where we're not someone anyone would be offended by. We're not someone anyone who would be intimidated by. But because of that, we formulated our personalities around that, where we don't care about physical strength. We care more about just objective truth and humor and shit. Where I think that has helped me a lot in terms of my ability to interact with females. Is that the fact that I'm not big? Like I'm not. Most females that I interact with, I don't have an imposing, oh, I can just rape you type vibe. I don't have that. I have to rely on my actual personality, which I'm thankful for. I'm fucking thankful for. It's allowed me to be more myself. Where there's so many girls who will just be with a guy who's just bigger because he can protect them, which isn't a bad thing. That's how they're wired. But that's how I developed my personality is just tiptoeing around the fact that my dad was basically a big Frank, but also the fact that I can't really beat the shit out of anyone who's an actual human-sized person. You know, I'm under 150 pounds, maybe 150. I'm peeing right now, by the way. You get to hear the fucking long stream. But I think that allowed me to see right off the bat, hey, I can't rely on my physicality because I don't have any. So I have to kind of create this personality that people aren't gonna want to beat the shit out of. As fucked up as it is, that's how these basic level of attributes, like having a big penis, having a small penis, being a big guy, having a small penis, being a small guy like I am, it drastically affects the personality that you carve out for yourself, if that makes sense. And I don't shy away from that. I don't disagree with, like, I 100% agree. My witty kind of insane personality was totally predicated on the fact that I didn't really have an ability to defend myself physically, you know? So I have to defend myself verbally. That was a good pee-pee. Yeah, I want to know when Joey is growing on, dude. I want to know when Joey's growing on. Hold up. Yeah, I haven't had a Big Joey sighting in my stream in a while. Would like a Big Joey. Although I did tell him my story. My Big Joey inspired story. The very last time I had sex, by the way, which was with a bungus, it was totally because I thought in my mind, I'll just say it right now because I already told Joey, so I can tell you guys now. I was saving it for him, but I already told him like a week and a half ago. So, like a month ago, it was a Friday night. I got onto this girl's place where I met her on Tinder, and I fucking hated her so much, but she was really hot and Puerto Rican. I'd never been with a Puerto Rican before that or since. It's like an 8.5 out of 10, like extremely hot, but a 0 out of 10. Like I just hated her personality. So I took a whole bunch of Tongkat Ali, which is like a natural testosterone supplement. Before I went to see her, and I went to her house. So I fucked her in the ass for the first time in my life. I'm 36 years old. Never had any anal sex my entire fucking life. Finally did it at 36 years old. And it made me fucking insane. Like it made me so aggressive. A part of it was a Tongkat Ali, increasing my testosterone, making me more aggressive, but also just me having sex with with a Puerto Rican ass for the first time ever. It made me super insane. Why am I talking about this, by the way? I think you guys know this shit. Yeah, I remember what I'm talking about. I remember what I'm talking about. Okay. So it was a Friday night. I went home, and then me and Woo Lad had like a crazy drunk fucking shit on VC, whatever, in Yarg MMA. And then I woke up the next day. I didn't remember my fight with Woo Lad, and I didn't remember having sex with this Puerto Rican girl at all for like 10 minutes. Big Larry was on me, and then when when he got off me, and I checked my phone and saw the Discord messages, I was like, oh shit! I actually made a fucking ass of myself, drunk on VC and shit. So the next day, I'm talking to this Puerto Rican girl again, and in my mind, I'm like, holy shit! I'm super aggressive. I've never had anal sex in my life, and I feel like I've walked through this portal, like this anal portal of. It's hard to describe, but like it's this evil thing that makes you more aggressive and more violent. That's the only way I can describe it. So it's Sunday afternoon or whatever. I go over to her house I know for a fact it's going to be the last time ever because I fucking hate this girl. The craziest, stupidest, most narcissistic girl I've ever met by leaps and bounds. More crazy and narcissistic than any girl I've ever met, than all the girls I've ever met combined. Literally, this girl was insane. Insanity. And I go over there. I say, hey, can we have some anal again? Because in my mind, I'm literally the only reason why I'm going there is because I'm trying to retrace the steps, the anal steps that I had to undo the aggressiveness that I had towards Roulette and towards everyone. And she's like, no, she's like, my ass still hurts from 2 days before, etc. And so I thought in my head, I was like, okay, what would Big Joey do? I knew for a fact that in my life, I'm never going to see this girl ever again. There is no way in hell I can handle this girl's narcissism and retardation for even a couple hours, let alone another day. Like, I knew for a fact that this was the last time I was ever going to see her. This was the second time. This was the second time I ever saw her. So in my mind, I thought, what would Joey do? And it immediately came to me. I thought, what if I just tell her the exact truth, but exaggerate it? I think that's the best way to go about it. And that's exactly what happened. So I immediately told her all this spiritual shit. I told her, I'm 36 years old. I've never had anal sex before. I'm super spiritual, and it's made me it's super aggressive, fucking angry, fucking piece of shit. I'm just trying to retrace my anal steps back into your portal so that I don't have to, so I don't have to fucking deal with this shit anymore. And the funny thing is, like, I'm a very spiritual person, obviously, but I didn't say one fucking thing spiritual this entire time. I was LARPing as a fireman. Like, that was one of the first things I told her. I told her as a fireman. I'm not a fucking fireman. Like, does this look like a fireman's fucking bicep to you? No. I was just waiting for her to call me out on it. But I told her, like, specifically, I was like, I'm freaking out because I had anal sex for the first time 2 days ago, and it made me super aggressive and it made me super angry. And I started having fights with fucking on Discord with people, and I didn't even remember. I was like, please, I'll go slow as possibly can. Can you please, for the love of God, let me fuck your ass one more time? And she acquiesced. She agreed. Like, the look in her eyes, she has so much like fear because I was LARPing as someone who wasn't myself just to fuck her, because who I am could not fuck her, right? Like, me as me could not fuck her. So I was LARPing the entire time. And the only reason why I went, because she was I can send you a picture right now. She was a straight 8.5 minimum. Very, very hot. Super, super, super hot. And I never fucked a Puerto Rican, never fucked an ass, never, like, she was just a first of many's. You know, I never fucked anyone that crazy. So it was a lot of first of many's. So anyway, so I fucked her in the ass, and then I got out of there as soon as possible, blocked her number, and haven't talked to her again. But it was Big Joey. It was Big Joey's inspiration. I thought in my head, what's the most schizo thing that I can possibly do that will allow me to have sex anally with this bitch one more time, even though her ass hurts from the last time I fucked her in the ass? And it just popped in my head. Just tell the truth. Just tell the truth and exaggerate it, because that's the craziest shit you can do. Because I was LARPing as a fireman who was just like a normal guy, not spiritual at all. I literally didn't mention one fucking thing spiritual at all the entire time. It was very superficial, and I was letting her just fucking spray her bullshit at me, you know, like how most crazy girls do. Genuinely the craziest girl I've ever been with. More crazy than every single girl I've been with combined. I genuinely believe that. And I don't have like a giant fucking body count. It's probably like a dozen or two or something. Like, I don't fucking count that shit. I genuinely believe my body count should be way higher than what it is. I just don't I don't care. as a human, as 100% human, I care about spreading my seed, etc. But as also 100% divine incarnation of Pluto, what I believe, I don't care one bit about if I spread my seed or have sex with someone or whatever. So it's like this dichotomy of uh of the what's it called? The societal, the acceptance, and like when you have sex with an actual female, no trannies, with an actual female, subconsciously you get this adrenaline kick of I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing societally. I'm spreading my seed. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. This is the reward I'm getting. You're getting that dopamine hit. However, when you're me and you don't even know, you want to be, you want to be sexual with the opposite sex, or you even want a kid with the like it's like you get one step up, but you get two step down. It's like I'm acting upon the genetic agreement I have from being alive to just reproduce. Like whether you're male or female, whether you're atheist or Christian or Catholic or Muslim or Buddhist, it doesn't matter. We all have this innate desire to reproduce. Doesn't matter if you express it or suppress it. We all have this shit. And it's something that I will never, ever get over, whether I have a kid or not in my life. I don't even know why I'm talking about this, but like I knew in my soul, like this is not a girl I would ever want to reproduce with. This is why I was fucking her in the ass and not her vagina, because I didn't want, like, if I impregnated this bitch, it would have been the worst thing in my entire life, no doubt. That's why I didn't. And she was also the type of bitch who just wanted to get fucked in the ass. Anyway, so it was my first Puerto Rican. Not my first. I mean, semi my first brown person. I didn't actually have sex with this girl, but I was with a girl who was half black, half Filipino. Definitely looked way more black than Filipino. I didn't actually have sex with her, although I could have. I was just I was too off put by her breath, believe it or not. She had the fucking worst breath I've ever smelled in my life. It's like a decade ago. I don't know why I'm talking about this shit. I'm gonna read chat. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. I'm fucking talking about fucking sexual shit. I'm sure you guys don't care. Want Sean Strickland to sexual assault Burner? Dude, you were so okay, William. You were best friends with Burner 2 years ago. I know a lot can change in 2 years. I feel like I'm a different person than I was 2 years ago. But William, you got me into VC with Burner so that we can play a game about WWE and what's it called? TNA and whatever the other one. The Young Bucks, whatever. I can't remember. Whatever. Like you used to play video games with Burner to like, what was it called? To basically, it was the fucking word for it. God damn it, I'm drunk right now. The word for basically, you would geek out about what's the word for it? Changing AEW fucking fighters with WWE fighters and shit and all that shit. Like you brought me into that shit. So I get why you hate Burner, but at the same time, 2 years ago, you were Burner's biggest ally. So I want to hear your perspective, William, of what changed between then and now. Because you used to love Burner. You and Burner used to fucking coom about how fucking LA Knight would come to the UFC and shit, or come to the WWE and shit. Give early picks for next card besides MVP. Oh yeah, dude. So here's the thing. I truly believe MVP is going to knock out Chara 100%. But if it goes to decision, you know Bullet's going to get the decision. MVP can fuck up Chara Bullet for 3 straight rounds. Bullet's getting the decision, 100%. So I'm still picking MVP because I see a first round or second round knockout. I think MVP coming up a weight class is going to be so much faster. And he already has insane power. Like people forget, man. People forget how much power MVP has. MVP has ended 6, 7 careers. And that's not an exaggeration. He's literally ended 6 or 7 careers. Go back and look at MVP's fucking go back on Tapology and look at how many people MVP has ended. Where the last fight that this fighter fought was MVP, and they're like, fuck that shit. I don't want that shit no more. It's at least 6 or 7. MVP is a knockout artist to an extreme that very few people are. Very few people are. I think him moving up to middleweight, he's going to be so much faster than Chara Bullet. It's going to be a 1-round knockout. Like, Chara Bullet has 0 grappling, which is one of the reasons why I love him. He's one of the inbreds that doesn't focus on grappling. However, that's going to be his downfall. MVP is the best striker. I believe this in my heart and soul. I truly believe MVP is the best striker in the entire UFC. I truly believe that. If you just have a striking match with MVP versus anyone else, MVP is going to win. He's really smart. People underestimate how fucking smart this guy is. Listen to any fucking of his interviews. He's a smart guy. And he's really cool too. Like, I know his dad is a pedophile, etc., etc. So is mine, whatever. I can't fucking fault him for that. He's not his dad. He's MVP. He's fucking MVP. And he's so much faster than Chara Bullet. I can only see a first round KO. Like, I could be wrong. I'm sure I'm probably wrong. I'm wrong all the time. But MVP is one of my favorite strikers of all time to watch in MMA, period. And that will never change. Unless he changes his fight style, which he's not going to change versus Chara Bullet, dude. Chara Bullet is good. Like, Chara is good in the sense of his like distance management and shot, like, it's pretty good. But MVP is elite. It's a different level. MVP ends guys' careers. Chara Bullet has never or will ever end a guy's career, period. He doesn't have that ability. He doesn't have that power. He doesn't have that skill set. So I am MVP 100%. I love the fact that he's moving up to middleweight because he's getting older. He needs that speed advantage, and he's going to have that speed advantage versus Chara. So MVP all day. Although if it goes to the decision, it's going to go to Bullet 100%. I just hope MVP fucking knocks that motherfucker out. Give early picks for card besides MVP. Dude, you're going to have to give me what the matchups are on the card. Nasruddin Imavov versus Izzy Adesanya. Izzy's by far the better fighter. I believe Izzy beats him 10 times out of 10. If Izzy was 4 years ago or 5 years ago, before he had the middleweight belt, Izzy wins 100% of the time. No doubt in my mind. However, this is an Izzy coming off a title loss. And he knows, like, I don't care what the fuck he says, he knows deep down he will never be title champion again. He will not be a middleweight champion ever fucking again. And I highly doubt his motivation to beat someone like Nasruddin Imavov. Imavov is just some fucking Russian French guy, you know, like he's good, but he's not great. If Izzy was fighting him 4 years ago, I'm going Izzy all day, but I'm pretty sure I'm going Imavov just because he has the incentive to win this fight. Like when this fight becomes a dog fight, what the fuck does Izzy have to fight for? Literally nothing. He's rich. He's powerful. He doesn't have anything to fight for. He's already climbed that mountain. When Imavov can literally become a middleweight champion, he really could. I don't think he will, but he can. Like, he has that ability. I think I'm going Imavov just for the motivation factor, but for the just viewing their skills alone, I think Izzy's the much better fighter. So it's a tough fight to call. Only 3 people watching, 2 are me, William. Might as well be on UBC. Dude, I yarg so much. It's crazy how much I yarg. You want to watch shoe ball? I don't watch. I want Big Joey to roll on, dude. I want Big Joey to roll on. He's my spirit animal. He's my schizo animal. That me and him are kind of the same, even though we're a lot different in a lot of ways. Been getting active, mixing Maka with ashwagandha. Ashwagandha is decent. I personally recommend Tomcat Ali when it comes to testosterone replacement. I think I took a Tomcat like 4 days ago around, and I still feel super warm, super strong, super aggressive, super able to beat the shit out of someone if I absolutely had to. I feel that, and I haven't taken Tomcat Ali for days now. Like once or twice a week is enough. Way stronger than ashwagandha. I take ashwagandha too, but it's not the same thing. Ashwagandha feels like it levels out my testosterone, but not in a way that it makes me aggressive. Where Tomcat Ali, it levels me out, but it makes me more balanced on the testosterone side. It makes me way more aggressive, and I like that. I think that's more indicative and more true to the human experience. You know, like we're supposed to be angry. We're supposed to see something that we see that is clearly wrong, and we're supposed to go after it. I think we're supposed to do that. Even though it's not technically like the highest spiritual level you can possibly be, because the highest spiritual level you can possibly be has no opposite, has no enemy. We're all the same. But on a lower level, it's kind of nice to have an enemy. You know, it's kind of nice to have something that we're fighting against. And that's what I fight against. I fight against boring fucking fighters. I don't care what's in your heart. I care about how you express yourself inside the octagon. That's why I fucking hate Merab, dude. I fucking hate him. Hit it once a week. I don't like the burnt smell. With niggers, yeah, that happens. That happens, dude. I 8 years ago, I had a shower after a black person in a Planet Fitness, and it smelled so bad, dude. It smelled so bad, and I don't think that's black people innately smelling bad. I think that's white people smelling the different levels of bacteria on black people, and because it's different, because it's foreign, it smells worse to us, you know. So I think there's a lot of truth to that. Like you should probably reproduce with your own race. You should probably interact with your own race, not because it's immoral to interact with another race, but because physically, on a physical perspective, it doesn't interact well, you know. That's my perspective on it. It's not a moral thing. It's a physical thing. Don't like the burnt smell. Oh my God, dude. I swear to God. I used to be homeless um, and would shower at Planet Fitness every day. And the shower, I one time took a shower after a black guy, and it smelled like burnt hair, but to a degree that was so fucking bad. I wanted to fucking kill myself. I took like a 5-minute shower and got out of there as soon as possible. And I think it comes back to I don't think black people innately smell worse than white people on an objective level. I think white people smell bad to black people, and black people smell bad to white people because of a bacterial and viral level. You know, like we have a different level of viral and bacterial infections in our gut and our intestines and shit. So when we smell that shit, we're like, oh my God, this is way fucking different than what we thought we were getting into, you know? That's my thought on it. I don't think innately racism is good or bad. I just think it just is, you know? Like, I'm racist. I know for a fact I'm racist. I don't fucking shy away from that whatsoever. In fact, I'm proud of the fact that I'm racist because I have the ability to parse out what's objectively good and bad and say, hey, I'm fucking racist, dude. I don't care if you guys think I'm good and bad. I know what I've seen in my life. Oh shit, I did not. I fucking fire that shit up and I didn't even fucking put a fucking goddamn fucking dab on my fucking shit. So I'm retarded. Don't take anything I say as fucking gospel. I'm retarded. I don't fucking say anything. I'm not deluded enough to think the things I say are fucking word of God and fucking indisputable. I don't think that whatsoever. In fact, I think the exact opposite. This is just my experiences and my accommodation and my what's the word for it? What's the fucking goddamn word for it? It's like my I can't remember the word for it right now because I'm so fucking drunk. But the word it's like the word what the word is fucking meaning is like the encompassing. Like what encompasses sick soul is not racism. It's not fucking it's not hatred at all. It's just objective facts. It's just objective facts. Now we're smoking a bowl right now. I have not smoked a bowl in let's say 16 hours or so. So I'm gonna be pretty fucking high off this shit. Yeah, I'm cool with him, but Burner need to learn his lesson. Okay, but you were Burner's best friend, William. William, you were literally Burner's best friend 2 years ago. So what changed? And I know a lot can change in 2 hours. I'm not shitting on you on the fact that you did change and that you did change your opinion on Burner, but your opinion on Burner did 100% change. I just want to know what changed that. I've not smoked in 16 hours and I'm drunk. It should be a more fun stream. 2 hours into it. Sorry, Rick. Okay, now I'm drunk and high, so this should be good. Yeah, I'm cool with him, but Burner needs to... I just think he's young, dude. I don't know how old he is. I'm guessing he's like 19 or 20. I just think he's young. I don't have an issue with him personally. I just think he's very short-sighted. That's it. Also, technically, in a non-weird way, you guys watched me grow up. Life changes. Used to live with my parents for another time. Yeah, yeah, William. Like you are a different person than when I knew you 2 years ago. But also with Sig. I'll be honest. With 2 years ago, I wasn't the biggest fan of Sig. Not at all. In fact, I didn't like him. I wouldn't say I hated him, but I didn't like him. And now Sig's one of my favorite people, period. And I think that's the difference between being 18 years old and being 20 years old. 20 years old. He's a lot funnier. He has a lot more life experience, and he has a lot more experience just making fun of retired people that need to be made fun of. So yeah, so I didn't really like Sig as an 18-year-old, but now he just turned 21. He's one of my favorite people, period. I think Sig is awesome. I think his MMA knowledge is greater than mine for sure. Like he definitely knows more. Like when me and Sig disagree, he's usually right. I've noticed that. I don't have any qualms with admitting like a less like his MMA knowledge is greater than mine. And I would say you too, William. Both your guys' MMA knowledge is greater than mine, even though I've been watching since before you guys have been born. I think you guys have an innate better in understanding of it than I do, just objectively. Like I have no issues of saying that. Um, and this is egotistical, but I kind of take pride in that. I take pride in the fact that I can objectively say, "Hey, this guy's better than me, but I'm better than this guy." And I think I truly believe that that's a very important part of life, of knowing where you are in the hierarchy. I've always been very objective about myself. I'm a very smart person, but like I have obvious disabilities and I have obvious physical and mental and spiritual blocks that I will probably never get across. I understand that about myself, and I accept that, and I don't know what the word for it is. I'm not proud of it, but I'm thankful for the fact that I can be objective about myself and other people, because that's the most important thing you need to have when it comes to advancing in life, and when it comes to just overall contentment and knowledge in general. It's just knowing where you sit in the hierarchy when it comes to different perspectives. I know where I sit. I know in some polls I'm at the very bottom, and some polls I'm at the very top, and some polls I'm in the middle. I understand that, and I accept that, and I like that. I actually like that. It allows me the grace to and the humility to understand that I'm a piece of shit, but I'm also the greatest shit that ever fucking existed at the same exact time. The fucking same exact time. And going back to Noam, I think that's his fucking message. We are all 100% spiritual. We all are connected to each other, and we all desire and crave a connection to each other. That's why we go on Discord and fucking shit on Big Kev so much, is because we want that community of, oh yeah, we all shit on Big Kev because he's such a piece of shit. It's like, I totally agree, but at the same time, I'm the rebel who also agrees that Big Kev is just as worthwhile as any one of us, and even more so because he is the cog that makes Yarg MMA going. Whenever he leaves, chat goes to shit. Period. Like, he's not. You can argue his morals and his ethics and his ability to self-defeat as much as you want. We exist upon that shit, and I'm not afraid to admit that. In fact, I celebrate that. I think it's fucking hysterical and awesome. Like, because it's the weirdest fucking interaction of variables that you can ever imagine, like fucking Williams is this fucking Indian from South Africa. I'm this weirdo from Ohio that's originally from Southern California, and Big T is now living in West Virginia when all his fucking siblings are in jail and shit. Like, it's absurd on a level where you can only, like, there has to be a higher intelligence to the shit because it's so absurd. My life, Big Kev's life, all of our lives are so fucking absurd that there has to be a higher intelligence, whether you think you're Christian or Muslim or Buddhist or a Hindu or whatever fucking cult that I'm involved in. It doesn't fucking matter what the label you put it on. What matters is that you feel it. That's what fucking matters. As someone who was atheist from the time I was about 5 to about 16ish, that was the most, like, just empty, miserable fucking bullshit years of my life because there was no meaning, dude. Even objectively, even if atheists are right, which they're not, but even if atheists are right and we die and there's nothing left, even if that is the truth, even if that's the truth, it's still completely wrong to view it that way because you're assigning no meaning to your own life. You know, if that is indeed the case, then the right way to live is as if there is a higher deity, that there is infinite life, because that's how you make the most out of your life. You get me? So whether or not there is a God, whether you're atheist, agnostic, Christian, Catholic, Buddhist, Hindu, it doesn't matter. Jewish, it does not matter. It does not fucking matter. I'm sure you guys feel it watching it right now. What matters is that you feel it. What matters is that you feel it. If you self-reflect and you go back on all the memories you had in your life, it's like there's a part of you that created that. Whether you were 3 months, 3 years, or 30 years, it doesn't matter. You created that, and you know you created that. That's why we're fucking here. We, on the deepest level, we fucking know that, and I don't even know why I'm fucking talking about this other than the fact I drink a whole loco. I'm drunk as shit, and I know that this is the truth. And I hope that fucking God, this fucking helps someone somewhere, because this is helping me right now. My entire life has been built upon guilt and fear and shame about who I am, and I'm just so fucking sick of it, and it doesn't matter because I know beyond all that shit, I'm still so much more than almost everyone because I see it. I can fucking see it. I can actually fucking see it. That's what the fucking, that's literally, as George said, and he's totally right, the whole point of Eve biting the apple. It's what the apple represents. The apple is not an actual apple. The apple is the you got a circle, you got physical, and you got spiritual, and it's a combination of both, and that's what we fucking live in. And if we can actually just accept that and live as if that's the actual case, which is what we're headed towards. That's absolutely what we're headed towards, because the Earth is just closer to galactic center than it was 1 second ago, 1 month ago, 1 year ago, 1 life ago. We're headed towards that direction. And that's why I'm actually thankful everything that happened to me and everything that is going to happen. Like, I'm alive right now. You're alive right now. Fucking Big Kev, I don't think you're watching right now, but Big Kev, Big Tay, the real West Virginia, Millwood, fucking J Mart, Big Kev, you're alive for a fucking reason, dude. You're alive for a reason, and it's a hell of a lot more than spandex faggot beat him up. You know, you're alive so you can connect, so you can express yourself, so you can become what you're supposed to truly be, which is not going to be expressed for probably another 5, 6, 10 years, when the anomaly of the what's it called? The point at which we cannot further predict what happens, because the rate of technological advance happens so fast, which is going to happen between 2030 and 2040. We can all agree upon that. On the very latest is 2040.
The very latest, I'm 50 years old. The very latest, I'm probably still alive. And so are you, because everyone watching this is younger than me, besides Big Kev. So, like, I truly believe this in my soul. And I don't even like saying this. That's how I know I believe this. Like, I'm going to live over 300 years. You're going to live over 300 years. It's not even a debate in my mind. It's not even a debate in my mind. The technology we have right now, the technology of me being drunk as fuck, fucking broadcasting this to you, wherever the fuck you are, instantly, fucking, and this has existed for over the past decade, it proves that wherever we're going is way higher than we can ever fucking imagine. And it's gonna be upon the backs of AI that we build, that they keep self-replicating. So I truly believe that we are the last generations of real humans. I truly believe, as someone who graduated high school in 2007, the first iPhone was released August 2007. I was the very last generation to be fully human in high school. That was not an accident. And in the next 20 years is a second, you're a blend of fucking machine and human. We're all pushing that next generation forward because we're not going to be human much longer, period. We're not going to be. That's an objective fact. At the very least, we're all going to have little micro machines inside us giving us the nutrients we need so we don't ever need to sleep, we don't ever need to eat, and we're just fucking doing whatever the fuck we're meant to do. I truly believe that. Because if you look at the rate of technology and the technology they're hiding from us versus what we actually have, like, it's inevitable. And when you look at the Hindu what's it called? Well, it doesn't matter personally what I think of the Hindu religion and their view of our sun around the supergalactic cluster, whether you think it's a bigger sun or a black hole or whatever. Doesn't matter what it is. It's a manifestation of infinite God power, infinite, just pure spiritual source. I'm going to pee right now. We are hurtling towards that. We are absolutely hurtling towards that. Our sun is hurtling towards that. Our solar system is hurtling towards that. It's just very obvious. And we reached a threshold, what was it, 3 weeks ago? Not even 3 weeks ago now. My life is, while it's exactly the same, the way I live it is completely different. I don't care. I just don't care. I just care so much less about what people actually think about me because I know the truth matters so much more than the illusion. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure you guys feel it on the deepest level as possible. The truth matters so much more than the false, and that's why the next couple hundred years we're going to see a crazy battle between the illusionary, the narrative that the powers that be want to display versus the actual truth. What's going on is that we're just getting to a point where the earth is receiving more energy, where we can't rely on the illusions that we once did, like I did 2 streams ago. Like, I can't. My entire goddamn personality was tiptoeing around the fact that I was molested when I was an infant, as if that was somehow my fucking fault. You know what I mean? Like, it's not. And in fact, like, the whole point about that stream that I think I failed to display and recognize is that like, yeah, my dad was a piece of shit for doing it, but that's not, like, you're not supposed to be like, yeah, fuck Six-Hole's dad, fuck Ryan's dad. Like, that's not the whole point. In fact, it's the exact opposite. He was just enacting his script. Because imagine, like, I'm just gonna level with you. I can't ever ever imagine doing anything sexual to anyone who wasn't consensual. That's just my innate capability. But I felt that so differently with my father and his grandfather, et cetera, et cetera. Like they didn't have that self-awareness of like, hey, it doesn't matter what the fuck you feel, it doesn't matter how strong you feel. There is an objective reality. You're not supposed to fucking fuck people over to that fucking level. You know what I mean? It's not supposed to be that crazy. He didn't have that. I have that. I have that discernment. He didn't have that discernment. So as it's the craziest as it fucking sounds, the only way I can fucking get over this shit is to just forgive him, accept him, and be like, hey, that's the exact fucking reason I am exactly the way I am. Totally fucked up. Totally not a fucking contributing member to society. I 1000% agree. But at the same time, I have helped so many people. I mean, dozens. I have helped dozens of people in similar situations just deal with the exact same shit. And I dealt with those people before I even knew that I was dealing with it with myself. And that's why, and that's the whole fucking point of me dealing with it in the first place. And that's why I can't even fucking shit on my dad, because it happened to my dad and it happened to his dad. And like literally, they say it takes 7 generations, and I just happen to be the 7th generation where it doesn't continue, where I objectively know, okay, there's no fucking way that this is fucking good for the soul. Like, come on, like you. In my personal opinion, I lost I'll say, let's call it my actual virginity, my conscious virginity, where I chose to have sex when I was 17. And I truly, truly, truly believe I would have been better off if I would have waited until I was 27, for sure. So I know a lot of people in Yarg MMA are younger and are virgins, incels, etc. Don't, for the love of God, do not get down on yourself for that, because the rule set for having sex now is just so much different than it was when I was a kid. Like, I understand that. I don't view myself as better than you because I lost my fucking consensual virginity when I was 17. In fact, like I feel a lot of sympathy and compassion and empathy for people born after the year 2000, because the I can hear that stream right now, because the era of fucking almost 90% of anyone hot is making fucking TikTok shit and fucking just stupid, like they're so narcissistic and their entire life is fucking, what's it called, just centered around how they look. I can only, like, I know for a fact I would have been a virgin way longer if I was born in 2001 versus 1998. I know that for a fact. Like, I don't view myself as better than you guys for the fact that I did lose my virginity when I was 17. You know, like there's just a lot of sympathy and empathy there, because like I felt like I was a loser. I felt like I was late to the game at 17, and early 17. I had sex 3 months, literally 3 months after I turned 17, and I felt so late to the game. I felt like a fucking loser. And she was hot too. Genuine minimum 8. One of the most attractive girls I've ever dated, I believe. Angie was. And I felt like a loser for fucking her at 17 and a half. So I know Isaac is 17. For the love of God, if you're watching this, your situation is so much different than my situation. I didn't have fucking smartphones when I was 17. Don't look down on yourself for anything that's going on in your life. Don't fucking look down on yourself for, because you are the the new generation. Like no one's ever had the what's it called? The specific set of variables about their life that you had, you know, like it was normal for 15-year-olds to lose their virginity where I was from. And I felt super late and super lame losing it at 17. But I recognize fully that for your generation, like it's normal to like go past college and not lose your virginity, because if you're not fully clued in to the things you need to fucking have sex, you're fucked. You're absolutely fucked. Like on the grace of God, I got lucky at 17 with the girl I didn't care about. That's why I had sex with her, because I did not care about her. That's the only, as fucked up as it is, that's the only predication there is to ever having sex with any girl, is that you don't care about her. Or it's not that you don't care about her, is that you care about her less than she cares about you, because that just implicitly implies value, and it's fucked up, but that's how girls operate. And it's truly how girls operate. I was such a hopeless romantic when I was, I'd say about 14 to 18. And then I got my dick and my balls and my heart and my shit kicked in so hard, so fucking hard, because of that mindset that never happened again. 36 years old now, that has never and will never ever fucking happen again, for better and for worse. Like, I'm so thankful that I have him, because since then it's allowed me to like never really get my heart broken. But at the same time, I got my heart broken so deeply when I was fucking 17 that it scarred me for fucking life. But it scarred me in a way that has benefited me, you know, that because that's how women operate, and it's not their fault. It's their genetic, it's the physical game that we play. They want the most, they want the man who's going to protect them the most. They want the man who's going to provide for them the most. And subconsciously, the man who's going to provide them the most isn't the man who's going to want them the most. It's going to be the man who wants them the least. Just objectively, it just makes sense from a psychological and evolutionary perspective. So once you understand that, the game becomes fucking easy, but it also eliminates the game completely, and you never become in love again. I was in love one time. Fucking one time when I was a kid. I've never been in love since. The girl I was with the longest, Stephanie, I loved her so much. There was not one fucking second I was in love with her versus the way I was in love with Emily. Not 1 second. And you learn that the girl you're in love with, that's okay. You're in love with her. If you show her you're in love with her, you're done. Plead for the love of God. If you've never experienced this, remember this. This is 10 out of 10. Like this information will save you so much heartbreak. If you find a girl who's actually smart enough and cool enough and hot enough to not only compete, but to ante up your level of sense of humor, and you can create funny shit with, like you do with Discord, but in a fucking female way, like the mecca that, like, if you actually get the 1% of people who actually get to experience that, like, for the love of God, do not simp over that. That's all I ask. Because I learned that lesson way too young, and 20 years later, I've never made that mistake again, and it's never come back to bite me again, because I learned it on it took such a deep part of me out of my soul. Like I can't ever give myself to anyone ever again, ever, because she ruined it. And it's not her fault. It's her genetic. Not only is it her genetic predisposition, it's her genetic obligation to shut me down. So I don't fucking hold any fucking resentment towards her at all. I don't hold any like regret towards me. Like I only did what I thought was the right thing, which was expressing my appreciation for her, you know? That's I'm just saying, like when you find that girl, I think most most relatively spiritual, materialistically developed males, I think we all get at the very least one opportunity at the girl that is truly meant for us. Just know when you find that girl, like just do the opposite of what your gut is saying and express that to her. No, like, just you don't want to be fake about it. You don't want to be, I don't know how I was explaining this, but like if I knew now what I like, if I knew now, if I knew then what I knew now, holy shit, my life would be completely different. Because I've met literally at least 100 girls, but at least 100, and that's not me bragging. I think that's very little. I think I should be way over that. But I would say roughly 100 girls since the last girl the only girl I ever actually loved. None of them even come close to the same thing. I know for a fact, like it will never be the same. Like it's like the concoction of puberty chemicals and the concoction of like it was of life circumstances that led to that thing that will never be the same. I'm fucking 36 now. Even though for the most part I kind of look the same, which is I'm super thankful for, and I'm super grateful for, and at the same time I've eaten really well and supplemented very well to make sure that this is a thing. But like you guys who are 20 years old, like you're gonna meet that girl. Like you're gonna meet that person who sweeps you off your feet beyond imagine. And just for the love of God, just do your best to just remember the only way I keep her is that if I act that she's just one of the dudes. That's it. As crazy as that sounds, the best. She's just another guy on Discord. She's just a funny guy. She might as well be Six Soul. You're not acting out anything sexual. You're just appreciating who that person is. If you can just do that, which is something I could never do when I was young. If you can do it when you're at your age, holy shit, your entire life will go so much better than mine. That's the biggest fucking piece of information I can partake upon you, because I truly believe we all get that one thing. I'm pretty sure Taylor, when he met fucking Aiden is inflamed, he's like, holy shit, this is my counterpart in another. I don't know how, but this femdom fucking BLM liberal fucking bungus worm fucking through her nostril fucking shit. This is my counterpart. He met that through all the variables, all the fucking odds saying that he wouldn't. He met that and he just fucked that up. Just like I fucked it up when I was 17. If you meet that person past this conversation, that is on you, because I'm telling you, it's female genetic predisposition is that they will only love what doesn't love them, because just the fact that the guy loves them proves that they are inferior to a guy that doesn't love them, whether that's true or not. It's fucked up. You can say it's black pill. I don't think that's black pill. That's just the fact. You can leverage that to your advantage, and I would have leveraged that to my advantage, and I know I will leverage that to my advantage if I ever get the opportunity again. And in the past year, I have leveraged that to my sexual opportunity, but I haven't. I just truly believe. I don't want to say there's no one in Ohio that's right for me, but Ohio is it's a spiritually devoid place. And that's why I'm here. That's specifically the reason why I'm here, is because it's so truly spiritual. It's not, oh, I'm Christian, I'm Catholic, I'm Muslim, I'm Jewish, that's why I'm spiritual. No, it's like you actually feel the spirit of the one true God, not the fucking demiurge, but you truly feel it. You truly fucking feel it. I truly, that's 1%. It's 1%, maybe even 1% of 1%. That's why I'm here that's why I was here. And that's why I could not be here much longer. I feel like I was here to lift the vibration, and now like the vibration's lifting and I can come and go. I could die tomorrow. I could fucking find fucking whatever. I can find the Bree Chandler of my dreams. I don't know if I can know. That was a fucking long fucking rant. I'm sorry, guys. There's like 3 of you that got something out of that, so I'm thankful for you guys. I'm very drunk and high right now. Surprised Izzy hasn't gone a weird route in life. Well, dude, I think hanging out with Rob is a weird route in life. I would have never thought, like, so Izzy is clearly, I would say bisexual, right? I think he has a history of both, right? And Rob, he always struck me as the one heterosexual dude in a middleweight, but maybe that was false. I don't know. The fact that they're hanging out, it's not even like, here's the thing. It's like, I watched a few of their videos. It's not like it seemed like they're hanging out as if they wanted to hang out with each other. It felt like as if they were compelled to by some either a materialistic or esoteric force. Like there was some greater power that was beyond them that wanted them to hang out when they did not want to hang out with each other. Like Rob and Izzy are completely different personalities to me. I fucking love Rob and I fucking hate Izzy. And more than I hate Izzy, I hate seeing Izzy and Rob together even more. You know, I don't know if you guys agree with that, but it doesn't feel right. It feels like they didn't want it to be. It feels like something higher. Like I said, whether it's a higher force or whether it's just the powers that be, you know, like a lower higher force that wanted them to be. They're not supposed to be together, dude. And maybe that's just my own personal biases and the fact that I've always loved Rob and I've always hated Izzy, but it feels fucking wrong and the chemistry isn't there. There's certain people, there's like 90% of people minimum globally, at least probably 99% minimum are people that I would never interact with on a positive level, that I'd be able to impart something positive or have something at least neutral with. I don't even think that's possible, you know, but that 1% that is, I know for a fact I can impart something super positive. Those MMA Joeys of the world, not the real MMA Joeys, the true Baltimore fucking Discord MMA Joeys. Those are the type of people that I can change forever. And if I can change those people, like if I have an impact on those people, that is where I get my impact, you know, because he can change fucking hundreds of thousands, if not millions. He has the ability more than I do, for sure. 100%. Like I don't have the lack of self-awareness to know that MMA Joey has the real MMA Joey, not the fucking fat MMA Joey, the real fucking, the Discord fucking, the coolest fucking hilarious troll you've ever met, fucking MMA Joey. That guy, if I can change his life 1%, 10%, that is where I get my, you know, that's where my life matters, if that makes sense. You know, I don't have the ability to change millions of people's perspective. I know that, but he does. And other people like him that I can reach do, if that makes sense. And I know that on the deepest level. Don't like that burnt smell. Oh my God, dude, I told you, but when I was homeless and showering at Planet Fitness every day for 9 months, the one time, because there was 4 showers in the Planet Fitness and the guy got out The other three were taken, and the guy was black. It literally smelled like burnt hair. And the entire shower, I tried to shower so fast. It smelled like if I had straightened my hair with a hair straightener, but just left it on for like 15, 20 minutes. It was insane, dude. And my girlfriend at the time, who was showering in the girls' fucking dressing room at the time, she echoed the exact same sentiment. And we were living in 60% Beaner territory, 35% white, 3% either Asian or Indian, and then maybe 2% black. Like very, very, very extremely little African American compared to where I'm living now, which is well over 50%. Still ruined our Planet Fitness experience. If that says anything, and I'm not saying they're smellier than us. I'm just saying from a white perspective, it is one of the fucking most atrocious smells ever. And I'm sure we smell the same to them. So that's why I don't attribute it as an integral fucking attribute to their race. I just think I attribute it to an integral attribute to white people being honest, dude. And they probably feel the same way. I hope they don't, because it is so burnt. It literally smells like a human is burning. It's crazy. Yeah, I'm cool with him, but Burner needs to learn his lesson on that game. Dude, Burner's is a young fucking retard. I don't know. I don't really have an issue with Burner other than the fact that to this day, if I see Burner in a chat, he's ruining the chat. He's so egocentric and he just hasn't thought shit through yet. You know what I mean? He's just not that smart. But I don't have anything specifically against him. I don't hope he fucking anything bad happens to him or anything. I don't care about that. Like, I genuinely don't have that feeling towards him, as opposed to Musical, who genuinely hurt me as a human being. So I do have that feeling towards him. And I also think just Musical has attribute certain attributes that are redeemable, you know, where Strickland's Burner has zero. You know, if you call yourself Strickland's Burner and Chad King and whatever the fuck he calls himself, you know, you have zero redeemable attributes. Like, you don't even have the capability of having a redeemable attribute because you're such an NPC, you know. That's how I look at it. So I like shitting on him for the meme and rallying him up, but I don't actually care. Like, he could never do anything that could piss me off, you know? Whereas Musical could fucking ruin me because I actually care about Musical, if that makes sense. As gay as that sounds too. But that's just because me and Musical have had years of DM interaction back and forth as Sick Soul, as Kelrat, as another person. I'm not gonna out, but the last few months I've just ended that because it's like, if you can't accept the fact that I'm your friend, then go fucking suck a dick. You know what I mean? Like, I hope he has a good life, but I have a feeling shit's gonna get even worse than fucking whatever his fucking hamster's gonna. Like, it's gonna get worse than that. It's gonna get worse than that. Also, technically, in a non-weird way, you guys watched me grow up. Kinda. Life changes. Used to live with my parents around that time. Well, I mean, I knew you when you and Strickland's Burner were imploring me to play that game where AEW and WWE fucking meld and we can fucking be a matchmaker or whatever. I didn't give a shit. Like, I haven't actually watched WWE in like 8 years and shit. I only watch like certain promos that I hear are good and like WrestleMania and like certain big things, because I do and will always appreciate the athleticism and the showmanship and the theatrics of professional wrestling. When it's done at the highest level, it is fucking awesome. I don't give a shit what anyone fucking says. You can call it as gay as you want. Oh my God, it's fucking sweaty men fucking grappling each other. So is MMA, dude. Like, it's the same fucking thing. The only difference is that WWE understands that it's a fucking show. You know, that's the biggest fucking difference. So there's a big part of me that will always love professional wrestling. I grew up with it, like from the age of like 8 to like fucking, I don't know, like 20 something. And I will always watch WrestleMania. I will always like to watch the crazy shit they do at WrestleMania. I won't watch the entire card, but I'll watch the matches that intrigue me and shit. And I'm rarely disappointed, you know, because it's that one time of the year where they go all out. Like a few years ago when they did the Jackass and they did the Jackass 4 shit with WrestleMania. I watched that a few days later, and I had the fucking time of my life watching Sami Zayn fight fucking what's his name, Johnny Knoxville. That was such a good. That was such a pure good wrestling match. I don't care what the fuck anyone says. That's why I watch WrestleMania, and that's why I watch wrestling. But yeah, like on a week-to-week basis, if you're watching Raw and SmackDown every week, I don't want to say you're retarded, but you're watching something on repeat every single fucking time. But I just love people beating the shit out of each other. I will never not love people beating the shit out of each other, whether it's WWE, whether it's MMA, whether it's street fights, whether it's real life. I don't give a shit. I think people beating the shit out of each other is like one of the most pure expressions of humanity you can possibly have, you know? And I don't view anything negative about it. There's nothing morally against it. That's just what we were raised in, and hopefully we can fucking evolve out of it, but we probably won't. So fucking, I don't know. I love it. I love people beating the shit out of each other. If I could right now, I would definitely go back to boxing and I would get the shit beat out of me and beat the shit out of people. I would absolutely do that. And I know at one point I will. I just prefer smoking weed instead. As sad as that sounds. Also, let's see, life changes. Yeah, exactly, dude. I mean, I still live in the exact same place, but Willie, you and Sig are completely different than what I remember you. Like, I didn't really like Sig 2 years ago. In fact, I didn't hate Sig, but I did not like Sig. I just didn't think he said anything funny or did anything funny. And I truly believe that he's one of the funniest people ever. He makes me laugh all the fucking time. I fucking love Sig. He's 15 years younger than me. He's way better off than I was ever at that age, you know? So no shit against him, but like people evolve, people bloom and grow at their different speeds, you know? Shara Pure blows for he takes heads. MVP, I'm going MVP. If MVP doesn't get the knockout, obviously, no matter how much MVP schools him, they're going to give the decision to Shara. But MVP is at least twice as fast. At least. If not 2.5, 3 times as fast. And he's got power, dude. He has ended. I want to say MVP is what, like 20 victories on his career. He's ended like 12 careers. I'm not exaggerating. Like when he fights someone, like when he beats someone and knocks them out, they either never fight again, or they never win again. He has got power on an otherworldly level. I don't give a fuck if it's regional or Bellator. I don't give a shit. He's got power, and I just don't think Shara's going to be able to deal with it personally, just because he's so much quicker. He's so much quicker and he's so much more powerful. I think that's the easiest MVP first or second round knockout. This is this type of matchup that MVP fucking throws a Pokeball at, and I could be wrong, but I'm very confident in MVP knockout, dude. MVP is underrated. He's very underrated. I've been a fan of him since before he was in Bellator. Like, I've always been a fan of him. He's just as a person and as a fighter, I think he's really cool. And this is this picture perfect matchup. I can see how he loses a controversial decision. But dude, this guy's got so much more power, so much more technical ability, so much more speed. This is fucking nothing, dude. You know, Magomed Sharapov versus Kyle? Big Kyle? Dude, Big Kyle has more speed and athleticism as I previously gave him credit. I don't know how old he is now though. Like I don't think he's ever like really trained for ever since he's been a YouTuber, you know. So that's the one thing I doubt with Kyle. I do think Big Kyle has good genetics and good if he wanted to be a top 10 heavyweight in the UFC, he could absolutely be a top 10 heavyweight in the UFC. I don't doubt that at all. But could he beat Big Burra? That's where I draw the line. No, Big Burra, too big of a crafty vet. You ain't getting past number 8, motherfucker. Mr. Kyle is number 9, number 10. He is not beating Big Burra. He's getting submitted 10 times out of 10. Or TKO, one or the other. That's not going past 2 rounds. I don't care what you guys say. Big Burra is one of the biggest underrated fighters in the entire UFC. He's underappreciated. People don't understand his haircut, his body type, the fact that he threw against Spivak in the second fight when he beat the shit out of him in the first fight. People underestimate Big Burra. The fact that he threw against Tom Aspinall, mark my words, if he gets a rematch against Tom Aspinall, he's submitting that motherfucker. Big Burra is the mascot of Yarg MMA. I love Big Burra. Kyle has no chance against Big Burra, but everyone else below Big Burra, he could probably either beat or beat handily. I truly believe that if he dedicated his life to that. Because I saw him on the mitts and shit. He's actually relatively athletic, and he's like a 240, 250 pound dude. You know? He's better than fucking Mick Porkin. He's better than fucking Jamal Pogues. I would pick Guru right now over Jamal Pogues. Right now, off the fucking chair on the stream, I would pick Guru over Jamal Pogues. Genuinely. I genuinely would. Surprised Izzy had a kind of weird route in life. Guess he's a more body fighter. Normally body fighter. I think Izzy's on his own bisexual arc. It's part of my story. You don't know my story. Something like that. Yeah, there's rumors he was an undercover black. Who was an undercover black? Oh, also, I don't talk to Burner much because my account keeps getting permabanned and Guru because of some bot issue with Discord. It bans me from 2 random servers. Yeah, I saw that. I saw you had that issue. I don't know why you had that issue. I have that issue just because I'm permabanned from every server. I've joined. I think I've joined like 4 or 5 MMA servers other than Yarg MMA since it got banned from Jerusalem. Every single one, I just got banned for. Like I joined and then I got banned because Musical says, "Oh, I'm a fucking pedo." So, yeah, it must be fucking true if a guy who's literally a pedo and who made that video as a retaliation of his actual pedoness, sure. Or if you agree that like, yeah, I pissed Musical off because I just fucking shit on his ability to be a father, which was fucking legitimate, and I will stick to that to my fucking dying last breath. That was a fucking, there were no lies spoken in my rant against Musical. And I still think there is some shit to be paid there, and it will be paid soon. I was never the bad guy. All the shit that was that allegedly made me the bad guy. I said a fucking 13-year-old had a fucking nice ass. She did have a nice ass. What the fuck? It had nothing to do with the fact that she was 13-year-old. Everything to do with the fact that she had a nice ass. And the fact that no one, 0% of people had an issue with the fact that I was saying that. And I was saying it in such a way because we're such a fucking edgelord fucking, anyone who's a part of fucking Jerusalem or like Jerusalem satellites knows we like to play up the fucking edginess of shit just for the lols and shit. So yeah, and that none of that shit was brought up, period, for 4 months until I fucking shit on Musical and shit on fucking Burner for being retards. And I don't back down from that. Fuck you, Musical, for being, you're 40 years old and you still can't fucking understand the fact that we're friends. Like, you can't understand the fact that my personality and your personality actually interact very well with each other. Like, who can? Oh my God, I called you out for being a bad father. Newsflash, you are a bad father, dude. You still are a bad father. Like, I don't hold it against you, but you fucking are. Like, and you know deep down that you are. That's why you fucking get so mad about that about me. But as soon as you get over that, like, I'm totally here for us to be friends again. I love you, dude. I'll always, anyone who's watching this, anyone who's fucking part of Jerusalem, I fucking love you and respect you because you guys are giving me a platform that no one else has. You know, like it's a community that understands that I'm a piece of shit, but you're a piece of shit too. That's what I like about it. That's what makes it authentic and cool. And that's the aspect that musical going after Rigo and shit is like it ruined, you know? It's like, yeah, Rigo is a creep. I don't disagree. In fact, I 2000% agree. Rigo is fucking a creepy piece of shit. And every single time I fucking try to watch the streams, he makes me fucking hate him because he's so fucking egotistical. However, he's allowed to be Rigo. He's allowed to do that, dude. Like, there is space for him to do that. It doesn't mean you have to fucking make a fucking 2-hour-long videos about him. You know, it ruins the fucking, what makes Jerusalem awesome is that we accept each other for all our racism, all our prejudices, all our fucking faults, all fucking Taylor beating the shit out of 3 or 4 or 5 fucking, who knows how many girls he's beating the shit out of. I still accept him for that. No matter even if it's 100, even if it's 1,000, I accept him for that because it's fucking hysterical. And that's what, to me, this community and what fucking everything is about. We're supposed to accept each other despite all our faults. You know, we are all pieces of shit. I always say we're all retarded in the eyes of God, and that is no joke. That is, if you think God is looking at your life and be like, yeah, what a fucking cool, awesome human being. I'm so proud of that person. You are praying to the demiurge. You are a fucking retard. You have no idea what the fuck actual spirituality actually means, because real God doesn't give a fuck. Real God doesn't give a shit. Just like you don't give a shit about what happens in an individual skin cell on your fucking knuckle. Like you, and it's not because you can't care. It's not because you don't care. It's because you can't care. You don't have the ability to interact. There's too many layers of dimension between you and a skin cell or a liver cell or any cell in your body. There's just too much. You don't speak their language. They don't speak your language. You can feel it, but you can't speak it. And this is how you know if someone is truly spiritual or if they're just religious. If you're religious, you have a relationship with God, and like you have that ongoing back and forth of God judging all the shit you do and rewarding and fucking, you know, condemning all the shit you do. Like, fucking, do you do that to any of your skin cells or any of the cells in your body, even though you are their God? Unequivocally, you can't deny that what you think and feel and eat and consume in your body totally affects how they operate. You are their God, but you don't give a fucking damn because there's trillions of them. It's the same as God. If you have a personal relationship with God, you don't know God. You know the devil. The devil will absolutely have a personal relationship with you. God will have a beautifully blissful, informal relationship with you where you can absolutely have communication with him, but it's not egotistical. It's not egotistical. This is why I hate Christianity and Islam and Judaism, just the contemporary shit, because the original aspects of it was the exact opposite. It's like, no, you can actually have communion with God. You just have to sacrifice your own personal biases and know that what you think might be good and bad might not actually be good and bad. You just have to understand that, you know? And every single one of the prophets out of all time, every single one of them had traits that were objectively not great, that were not great for society at whole. You know, a lot of them were very strict, and a lot of them were very angry and shit, and didn't didn't have a lot of understanding. And if you view it from like a normal human perspective, it's like, yeah, it's fucking horrible. If you view it from a no, they were actually just trying to speak the truth and they were fucking frustrated. It's just two completely separate things. So if I could just somehow end holy wars, because we're all the thing we all feel, whether we're agnostic or Christian or Muslim or Jewish, like we feel that, or anything new age, we feel that energy and we just try to label it as something. We all fucking feel it. That's what fucking binds us, you know, just the fact that we fucking feel it. That's what that elevates us past the people who don't fucking feel it, you know. So we should not have any infighting, I think, between the people who feel it. You know, we all fucking feel it. And as fucked up as Yarg MMA is, I do think all of us feel a certain spiritual connectedness. We're all spiritually connected to Big Kev, whether you fucking like it or not, dude. And I don't think any of us really like it, but we are all connected to him. So I accept it. I fucking accept it. I have a much easier time accepting horrible truths that aren't fucking easy to accept, but we're all connected to Big Kev, just like that giant black bear was connected to the fucking bungus worms and shit, those tapeworms that are fucking feet long that a lot of us have in our body. I don't think I have tapeworms in my bungus. I'm pretty sure I have other bungus worms. I know I have other bungus worms. But those tapeworms that really fucking suck the life force out of you, I don't think I have those. In fact, I'm pretty sure I don't, because I have had those in the past. I got rid of those. I know what it feels like. And I don't talk because count gets Kev's the last low-cal pillar of Yarg MMA. Well, we got Tommy back, which I'm thankful for. I'm very thankful for Tommy, because Tommy literally said he almost bet Peyton Talbot but laid off at the last minute. Like, that is 10 out of 10 top tier low-cal. Like, no one fucking was gonna bet Peyton Talbot. Like, he was minus 1,200. Like, no one with a not even a decent, but a below average betting strategy would ever bet Peyton Talbot against anyone when he was minus 1,200, minus 1,400, or bet anyone when they're that level. You don't even put them in your parlay because they don't add the value you need versus the risk you're taking putting them in your parlay. This is why fucking Giuliano's fucking shit is so fucking retarded. Oh, I just fucking round robin shit. Oh, I just add more exposure to each fucking pick I make. Oh, that makes fucking sense. Fucking retard. Anyone who has any, like, less, I would say 8-9 months worth of actual intelligent pattern seeking gambling experience would know that round robining is quite literally the worst thing you can do, unless you're just a fucking god at predicting UFC events, in which case just do massive parlays if you're that good. Because holy shit, round robining, that is like, you will go broke. Anyone watching the stream right now or on replay, you think your 66% pick rate is good? I try round robining for the next month. Try it. See how well it goes off for you. See, I promise you, you're gonna be fucking pissed about it. Because mathematically, it don't make sense. There's way too much variance in MMA to make any parlaying other than safety parlaying a viable strategy. And safety parlaying is only a viable strategy is because MMA is such a small betting percentage of the actual amount of people who bet sports, whether it be football, basketball, soccer, etc. All that shit. the market is smaller, where it doesn't adjust in time, where you can find, for instance, you can find Sapai at minus 250. I thought that was I thought he should be minus 500. And when it played out, I was wrong. And maybe he should have been like minus 200, but it was still like a good spot to fucking bet. He was still a fucking safety leg, you know? And fucking literally any fucking fight Carol Hosa's in, you can bet that to be a fucking decision. I got that at, I think, minus 400, and I got a 25% discount. So it was like minus 320 or whatever. Like, that was a guarantee, especially versus Eileen Perez. That's a guarantee almost. That's like 9 times out of 10. You can almost every single fight card, you can find 2 or 3 spots where the odds are minus 300, minus 400, but you know almost for sure, like 9 times out of 10 it's going to happen. Parlay those into a plus 100 bet. That is an easy way to make money in MMA over the long run. I've been doing that for a year and a half, and I know, like, that's been like my most profitable thing other than WNBA of my betting shit. I've seen my stats and everything. Like, I know when I fucking win and lose it. Like, I know where I go crazy at. My safety parlays are fucking pretty crystal fucking clear. The first one this fucking year, I went against my normal law of never doing an MMA, a WMMA money line when it comes to the safety parlay. But I was pretty sure that Amanda was going to win, and yeah, that was horrible. So I'm 1-1 right now, but still, like, even if I'm 1-1 right now, the safety parlay is always plus 100 or above. So, like, you only have to be 1-1 to have a plus money advantage on that. And I'm almost always 7, 8 out of 10. Like, that's where I lie. And I think most of you can lie. It's not hard to pick out spots where, you know, okay, fucking Yuri Jamal is probably going to end in the KO, you know? Shit like that. Goddess Aiden fat. Goddess Aiden. Bills are winning right now. Wait, Bills aren't even playing right now. What are you talking about? Bills are playing tomorrow. Okay, I'm going to bed. I got to wake up for work. Have a good night. It's fucking. Well, I'm gonna be right. I'll be right back. Hold on a second. Holy shit. Okay, I didn't realize Bills Ravens. Okay, so Eagles won. Got that. Eagles won. First part of the leg, and yeah, Bills are winning right now. I've been streaming for 3 fucking hours. Do you guys want to ask me anything, or anything before I go? Hopefully, I'm not. So there were a whole bunch of geometrical connections with Buffalo, but I've seen those things the last 2 years in a row, like almost verbatim the same exact things. And especially when you consider I know it's 2025 right now, but this is the 2024 season. Every single black quarterback has beaten a white quarterback so far in the playoffs. Every single one. And when I say black, I mean just partially black. Mahomes counts as a black quarterback. Hurts counts as a black quarterback, etc. Just as long as you're black, you count as black. Every single black quarterback has won so far. I just saw right now, Buffalo's winning right now. I think it's a very good live bet. I wish I could do it, but I have zero money because I already put all my money on the parlay. But I think you should bet fucking Ravens. They already had another fucking Baltimore. It was a Baltimore Orioles player that died this last week that had numbers connected to the Super Bowl. When you keep seeing shit like that, it's pretty much a telltale sign. And at least, like, I just don't see, like, if it's Buffalo versus Kansas City, every single person knows Kansas City is going to win that. 100%. That's an easy fucking, you don't even have to think about it. Kansas City is going to win that. But if it's Kansas City versus Baltimore, it's not the same thing. So I could be wrong right now. I could fucking be wrong right now. But as someone who's been studying this shit, not watching this shit, but studying the shit for the past few years, Big Lamar is coming back right now. I wish I could put some more money on it, to be honest, because it's fake. It's literally a fake sport. NBA, NFL, MLS, the fakest fucking sports. If you actually get excited about those sports and think it's real, I feel sorry for you at this point. I was watching those sports, my entire life, and like I realized years ago that something was up, and then once you see the script behind everything, it's like, oh shit. Yeah, now the fact that almost over 50% of the states in the US and a lot of states globally have legal gambling. There's just too much money to be made on rigging sports, where like a ball sports, like fighting is different. Genuinely fighting is fucking different. But this is why I watch MMA, and this is why MMA is the last bastion of true, real sporting, even though 1 or 2 out of 10 is for sure rigged or fixed, whether it be through judging or refereeing or actually paying off one of the fighters or both of the fighters involved, whether it be through an actual, okay, I want you to fucking get finished in this round, or, hey, you can still win the fight, but you cannot finish this guy. So I'm paying you $1 million, $2 million to win by decision, etc. With a guy, you should beat. Honestly, that was my biggest read with Talbot versus Barcelos. Talbot had such a lackluster, shitty energy, is that like I felt like the most logical deduction is that someone paid him like a couple $1 million to say, hey, don't finish this guy, just beat him by decision or something like that, or just go to decision, and just the fact that it goes to decision, you'll get this couple $1 million. That's kind of the energy that I read behind him. But I could have misread that. But I mean, watching that fight, like something was off with him. And I fucking guarantee you, no matter who the fuck they put against him next, I guarantee you he's coming back. I don't think that's going to be something that continues. Like something was off there. That's for sure. But anyways, I've been streaming for 3 hours and 16 minutes. So as Big Larry and Stone Cold once said, thank you for watching. And Austin 316 said, I'm just gonna argue.